Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today's Wednesday, May 25th. It is going to be a loud and energetic show today. We got growling coming from the corner. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Floyd is getting ready for his Vegas trip. He's going to die. He's going to come back. Floyd.
Yeah, just skip over that. Keep going. Just skip over
What? I
that.
had a frog in my throat.
Oh my god, the allergies out in
allergies.
Vegas,
Same
man.
thing came out of your nose.
What was that?
It's a dry heat.
Wow.
I have to bring my Zyrtec.
Hey, listen.
Oh my God.
I'm very understanding
It's legal
of
there.
Floyd's.
You're working for another day.
I'm very understanding of Floyd's escapades. He went from Pebble Beach. He was gone for a while, missed some shows. Then comes back, jumps into the producer role again, seamless. Then he says, hey, I got to go to Vegas. He's going to Vegas. I don't know if he's going to end up coming back. He may be dead.
This was going to be a little
He may die. He may not come back.
Yeah, I came
Good
back
thing
from...
we trained
Wait,
some
how
other
long are you there
producers.
for?
I haven't gone yet.
No, how long are you going to be there?
Oh,
Did I need to say going for you?
yeah,
to
I don't
understand?
know. So I'm going tomorrow night, Friday,
Oh, wow.
Saturday,
Oh, they
come
do
back
that right. They're
Sunday.
doing. What time are you leaving Sunday? That's the big thing.
Merling.
I'm
Going
about to say,
8:30.
I'm
That's
about
the
to say,
move.
yeah, Lloyd ain't coming back.
That's
bro.
the move. So we had. You go Thursday evening.
You don't believe in me?
You go Thursday
3 or
evening.
4 days is that's.
Let me
tops,
guess.
bro.
Let me
You can't
guess.
do
Y'all say,
more
hey,
than that.
Thursday night we're just gonna have like a low key
Vegas
night.
money?
That's what everybody's saying. Never
Yes,
happens.
I know.
So let me tell you, my last time we went to Vegas, we went to. Were you there for that? It was a bachelor party.
Yeah, it was-
The best, actually, probably the best time we've ever gone to Vegas was when we went to the UFC fight. Me, Bo,
Oh,
and Jay
yeah,
Mitch.
that was-
Jared wasn't even gonna
yeah.
come the night before. I was
At
like, hey.
10:30.
Yeah,
It was late
like
as
we were
hell.
flying out the next day, and he said he wasn't coming. I was like, hey, we don't have an extra ticket, but like, we got this penthouse suite for free,
Oh.
and we got front row
The
seats
rich
for
get
free.
richer always.
Yeah.
I was
what?
like, hey, why don't you just come to Vegas? You got a free place to stay. We didn't pay. He paid for his flight, and I don't think we paid for anything the rest of the night. We ended up
That's
going.
unbelievable.
We ended up
You
meeting
guys
up.
know.
Wait, and you want to know when this was? It was the McGregor-Aldo fight.
Yeah, it was McGregor knocked Aldo when he won the first championship, and so we went out
It
there.
was unbelievable.
For 2 nights in a row, we ended up at the table with Tulowitzki, Donaldson, Goings,
Hot
and
Donaldson.
Strowman, and those guys. So for 2 nights in a row, we literally paid for
Did Donaldson
nothing.
talk to you, J. Mitch?
Hey, Donaldson? Jesus Christ. Jesus. Lloyd.
I'm wondering.
God.
I'm trying to put
I
the
mean-
puzzle together.
I
Oh
mean,
my
what are
God.
we doing over here? But the last time I went to Vegas, we go to Vegas and we go Thursday night. Like, hey, look, we're gonna go to dinner. We're not gonna have a crazy night. We're just gonna do these things, and then we're gonna Friday, Saturday, have everything planned out. And Sunday morning, you wake up, you stay out all night. You go straight to the airport, hungover. You get in the airplane, you sleep the whole way nonstop to New Orleans. Whatever, it's great. Thursday, we end up there. By 1:30 in the morning, we're in I forget what club we're in, but I was like, man, we met some other people from Lafayette that we knew that had a table. And I was like, where are we? Like,
Is the Spearmint Rhino a club?
Well, it's not Spearmint Rhino. We did not go there. I was like, where are we? So we're sitting on like the booth, like we're at a table. So we sit in the booth. I get up on the seat. I look up, and it's me. And then it is what happened?
He's over there sniffing Sharpies. He's an addict.
It's
Performance
me and
enhancer.
it's Steve Aoki right next to me. We're on stage, literally right next to Steve Aoki. I'm like, damn, this is our low key night. This is gonna be.
Did he
tough.
cake you?
Did he cake you?
Tough.
Yeah.
He caked somebody though, not me. But it was great. So Vegas is fun. I'm looking forward.
Side cake.
I'm
Yeah,
happy
thank
for
you,
you. I'm
Steve.
jealous for you. I just would like. We have a big show on Monday. Possibly.
Big show.
Possibly.
Something's cooking.
Probably. Something is cooking. Cooking. Jay Mitch didn't even know it's cooking yet because we just found out. But
Well, he's high on a Sharpie.
possibly, possibly
I'm
could
sober,
happen.
Lloyd.
Maybe gonna happen
Makes one
on
of us.
Monday. So you have to be alive and you have to make it back for Monday.
And
I'm
Well,
also
you have
going.
Vegas money?
Fuck no. That's the problem.
I'm also going out of town.
You talk about the way that y'all flew in, got
Taco water for
VIP,
me.
whatever. I am going Spirit there, Spirit back.
That's great.
Round trip, $190.
Good.
Are you bringing your own
Spend
taco-
your money
are you
there,
bringing
not
your
on
own
the flight.
tacos to the
That's
bar?
what you do. That's exactly what you do.
Planned it. Wait, what'd you say?
Flask of taco to the bar?
Yeah, I told you my move. Already bought my coffee cup.
Wait, you've been to Vegas before, right?
This is my 4th time.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
arrested
he
there
I thought
once.
so.
No,
got
detained.
He got kicked out.
Continue.
He got kicked out of the casinos there before.
I was waiting
I
for him
did.
to say it. I didn't know
I'm
if
a
he was
couch
gonna say it or
carter.
not.
So, but I'm leaving town on Friday, going to Dallas. I'll be back early Monday morning. Hopefully our show that we're gonna have. That leads me to my
Big
next
show.
big show, huge show. Friday we had no show at Earl's. I promise we're not gonna do this many times. We had 2 weekends in a row off of Earl's. We'll be back there next Friday. Well, we got a lot of stuff going on, right? We have a big show today. We have Smylie Kaufman coming on in 5 minutes. So I'm gonna try to finish this intro before Smylie gets on here. We are now. We spoke about it a little bit on Monday. We tweeted about it yesterday and today. We are sponsors and now partners with Caesars Sportsbook, right? We have a great partnership. We've had a lot of communication with them. We're doing a lot of really cool things with them. We're able to have Louisiana-centered boosts around professional athletes that are playing in the big leagues, around, in the future, NFL guys, around LSU baseball, which is they're hot right now. They're in the SEC tournament. They put out a boost for them to win the SEC tournament. I think it's plus 450. Obviously, you can't get it now since the tournament started, which we'll get into that because that's been a shit show. But they, being partners, they gave us a promo code, and the promo code is Mik'd Caesar, MIKDUPCZR. Download the app. First-time bettors get a risk-free up to $1,100 bet, which means, hey, if you want to put down $1,100 on your account and you want to make a bet on something and you lose, all of that money comes right back into your account. So it's basically a win-win. You put our promo code in.
You literally can't lose.
You literally, that's what risk-free means. You cannot lose. You put it in there, you help us out, allows us to have more conversations with Caesars and get on their good side so that we can continue to create boosts so that we can give you more money. Because the more boosts that we obviously aren't going to put in boosts that are going to make us lose. We want to put in boosts that are going to make us win because I want to win money. You want to win money. Everybody in here wants to win money, and that's what we're trying to do. So the more goodwill we have with Caesars, which means more people that we get signed up and the more eyeballs we have on our boost, the better it is for us. So please do that. With new partnerships come new responsibilities. Caesars Sportsbook being the betting app that they are, and
Staying at Caesars.
Whatever you are.
Well, my
Think-
friends,
Pager-friendly.
I went down the road a little bit. I don't think I'm allowed.
You
to.
think
It's
Caesars live
pager-friendly.
there or what?
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
ever
ask.
give a payphone bank?
Dude, low key, the
I'm not
girl
getting
at the
a cell on my
front
beat.
desk on that in the Hangover,
I mean,
that
I don't think it's low key. I think that's pretty
she was
obvious.
smoking. Hot. She
But
had a bigger role.
She's filming other stuff.
I don't think it's very hard. I don't think it's hard in LA. I don't think it's hard to find attractive women to go and be small roles in movies. I don't think that's.
Oh, I thought she just worked.
I don't
there.
think you have to. I don't think you have to go as far as that.
Yeah, no.
Got Spearmint Rhino.
But with new partnerships come new responsibilities, right? We love all of our sponsors, all of our partners. With Caesars, we are starting not next week, the week after Memorial Day. So that'd be that Monday after next week. The Mik'd show is going to be live from 6 to 8 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. Same days. Same time on Friday, 4:30 to 6 from Earl's. But Monday and Wednesday we will be live from 6 to 8. And that is because Caesars has requested that we are there and we are allowed to. They want us to live bet and be able to talk betting and do sports on air in the middle of, prime time sporting events. Because right now, 11-1, there's really nothing going on unless you're in the SEC tournament and shit gets rained out and you're playing a baseball
nothing
game at
going on.
9:30. And actually, that got rained out too. So everything gets pushed back. But they want us to go and bet. They have the NBA. You have the NBA finals coming up. You're going to have baseball all summer. You're going to have golf. There's going to be things that they're going to give us to be able to promote and do and bet live as the games are going on. So, again, 6 to 8 p.m., live from 6 to 8 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday, starting in a week and a half, I guess, would be the exact thing. I'll give you we'll have the exact dates. I don't know. Can someone look up? I think it's June, I don't know. I don't know the date. June something.
What?
It's not, what's the Monday after Labor Day? June what?
5th.
And Labor Day, Memorial Day. Whatever the Monday after Memorial Day is, that's when we do the live show from 6 to 8.
June
There's going to be a
4th.
lot of, what's that?
Be June 4th.
June 4th. It's going to be a lot of fun.
June 4th
We're
is a
gonna have-
Saturday, you crazy
Did I
asshole.
look at the wrong day?
Oh boy. We got calendars. We got,
Pink
The
slip
6th. The 6th.
Pink slip, man.
June
Oh, yeah.
How dare you.
6th.
You're fucking fired.
Things are moving
So
a little
we
too
have-
fast today, huh?
We have
June 6th.
Mik'd show is going to be live 6 to 8 p.m. starting June 6th from here in our studio. We are actually
6-6.
also something else is cooking. This studio is great and we love it and this area is awesome, but we are now evolving and growing and we are going to hopefully soon have our own area within
the confines of
the
this
confines
friendly park.
of this new beautiful studio. We're going to have our own deal where it's going to be more centered around our show, which is going to be awesome. So a lot of stuff happening, a lot of good things happening. But the most important thing is we're moving our show from 6 to 8 p.m. live on Mondays and Wednesdays. Use the Caesar app, Mik'd Up Caesar. Win some money. Allow us to create you some more boosts. I keep popping the mic.
Elbow drop that thing, dude.
But it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot more personalities come in and out because it's gonna be 6 to 8. They'll be out of work. They'll be able to have more opportunity to come here. We'll have some drinks. We'll be able to drink on air.
Potion.
Day drinking at lunch on the middle of the week is probably not accepted. But 6 to 8
if you
p.m.
do
nightcap,
it.
that's very accepted.
Don't let fear run your life.
We
do
got
whatever you have to do.
We got a lot of stuff cooking, and we got a big show today. Smylie should be coming on any second.
Oh, showing his dog.
Boom. Smylie is on air. Let's get a 30-second break.
Yeah, it's perfect.
30-second break to get this thing set up. We'll be back. You're watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
Oh, look at that.
At Rejuvame, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy, giving you the energy you need for all life's challenges. We can help get your day started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can help with those long work days, and we can even make your nights longer. Rejuvame. Let us be your age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, Rejuvame.
Field, which is fine. Maybe he just did to shake it up. They're fine. I'm not worried about that. But what he did do is he allowed Pearson, Josh Pearson, who's a freshman, he gave him
Smylie, can you hear me?
And he took advantage. He had 2 homers on Sunday. He had some big hits on Saturday. And we have 2 young guys in Stevenson and Pearson who I think are going to be very, very, very good in the outfield. And now they're starting to kind of force their way into the lineup. And Pearson obviously doesn't seem like he's going to be taken out of the lineup anytime soon, based off of what they did. What happened? There's some background noise going on.
Something happened.
There's some background. Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263.
They say the aches and pains are inevitable, that it's all downhill after 40. Well, I'm just getting started.
Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot. Go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats.
Can you hear me?
Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulties. Smylie is driving right now, so we are going to have them on strictly audio, no video. Sorry about that, but we're still going to get the interview. We are calling him right now. Floyd is doing a lot of good producer stuff right now, and he is calling him. So looking forward to it. Smylie, if for those of you that live under a rock, he played golf here, professional golfer. Had some wins, had some big moments on the PGA Tour. Had a big mix-up in a tournament, and he just, sports is a very big mental battle, and he just, over the last 3 years, has been working through it, and now he is working on the next phase of his career and did an unbelievable job at the PGA Championship on the course as a announcer and a expert and analyst, however you want to call it. So Smylie Kaufman is a friend of mine. I'm excited to talk to him about this. Excited to hear about his journey and how it became what it became. Now, Lloyd. Is it working? I don't know. I was still introducing him. Now to introduce Smylie Kaufman. Smylie, can you hear me? Smylie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, there we go. We made it. Technology is a bitch sometimes, but we're here. We're live. We're here.
I think that'll have been my fault. I don't know if it was my car, Bluetooth.
No, look, it's always on our fault. I always blame Lloyd. Don't let Lloyd get off the hook. It's always my producer's fault.
Absolutely.
So.
That's what I'm like a caddy, Smylie.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You take all of the blame and get none of the credit.
But it's okay. We got you here
That's
now.
why he takes all these vacations,
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
That's a true statement.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Dude, I gotta say this. You were awesome last weekend. You looked great. You sounded great. The running on the selfie phone to the tee box was unbelievable. How was your experience? Because for me, obviously you always look like you're having fun. You're always smiling. You're always in a good mood. But for me, watching and knowing you a little bit, it looked like you were having a blast. How was it? Did it look as fun as we saw it?
Yeah, guys, I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Definitely a different experience being on that side of the ropes, not with the golf club. So that was a little different. But the video was, it was at the very end of the week. I was exhausted. And if you have a Whoop, Mike, you're a Whoop guy.
Oh, yeah. We're in the same Whoop group, I think.
Yeah. You and BG.
Yeah.
So, you know how it is. When your body just is not recovering after 6 straight days of no sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And just a totally different environment. I was just exhausted. And then JT hits that shot on 18. I'm like, I'm getting in the car. I'm getting there. And then we're going to figure out, what's happening on the way there. And Francie updated me that he was going to be in a playoff. So then I just parked the car. And then it was a good, not a mile run, but it was somewhere just short of that to a half mile uphill. And so I'm just pumping.
You were hustling.
Dude, you should have hit up JD for the golf cart.
I was hurting. Let's just put it that way.
Well, you and JT obviously are friends. Y'all have a history. Obviously, everybody saw the golf trip at the beach, and you and JT and all the other guys that were there. How did that friendship come about, and how cool was it to watch him come out of nowhere and really just become a killer and just really finish this thing off?
The friendship with those guys, I've known JT probably the longest, followed by Jordan. We played a bunch of junior golf, kind of all around the same age growing up together, traveling that junior circuit. So I knew those guys, and we obviously went to different schools, JT going to Alabama, Jordan going to Texas. And then, I kept up with them a little bit. It wasn't like they were my best friends, through amateur golf, because they were on a different, trajectory than I was in amateur golf, because they were both, legit killers. And I didn't even know what an agent was until
Hey, some of us have to grind it out, man. It's a different path.
There was a couple weeks left in my senior year at LSU, and I'm playing with Taylor Gooch, who's now a top 40 player in the world, and he's talking to me about all these agents and stuff. And I was like, man, I was just thinking, really? I was like, I didn't know we had agents.
Should I be doing some of this?
How does this work? Should I do this?
And a month later, I was signed with an agent. So it's just crazy that, life comes at you fast. But, I'm making it out on tour, and JT, invited me to go to the Bahamas with Ricky and Jordan. I'd played with Ricky a couple times that spring, played with him in Kapalua and played with him in Phoenix, and I'd always been a big Ricky fan. Getting to play with him, we kind of jived pretty well together. So that relationship, I got along with all of them. And then the trip, obviously, this was before social media it is what it is, which was like, it was kind of before everything kind of took off, where everybody had their own different accounts and stuff. It was all like just your name,
Right.
like before, in
Right,
social
right.
media. So that was the time when we were shooting those videos, and it was a great time. And obviously those guys were way more famous than I ever was at that time. So they kind of, I was piggybacking a little bit just from there, how famous they were, but like it was all pretty genuine, and I think all of us really get along very well together. And
Yeah, it looked like it.
kind of follow up with JT winning, man. It was just so cool to watch. Even Jordan winning and Hilton Head, just those guys that have crushed it. And then I got to watch Ricky in featured group coverage. You got to announce like his group, and I thought he played really well. I know he's kind of hadn't played his best golf, but it was really fun to see him kind of have control of what he was doing, and had a pretty good week, finishing top 25 and finished top 25 his last tour start as well. So things were kind of trending up for him as well. So, but overall, It was a great week, man.
Do you think that your time with the boys on spring break, and that's when you kind of popped your cherry for calling golf? Do you think that helped you get ready for the PGA?
Wait, say the question again.
Please make it say it again.
I got to make sure I heard the first part correct, and then I need to make sure I heard the second part.
Okay,
correct.
the first part of the question, when you went on spring break with the boys, that's kind of when you popped your cherry, so to speak, whenever you were doing your coverage of them golfing. We have a shot of you on the screen.
Yes.
Do you think that helps you kind of come through in your first TV debut on the PGA Championship?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
It seemed like you probably had a little bit more influence in the.
It looks like you needed your glasses.
Yeah, I know. I didn't wear the glasses out there, but personality-wise, I figured it was a good match. I kind of know what clubs these guys are hitting. It'd be like Mikey going to sitting in the stands of an MLB game, and he can tell you exactly what the batter is looking for on a certain count, and what the pitcher is going to be throwing on that count. Versus like when I'm just watching, I don't know what they're going to throw. I know what a good hitting count and what a bad hitting count is, but I don't know exactly what location they're looking at and where the batter's looking and those type of things. And Mikey would know all of those things. And like with me with golf, I know situations similar to that, just based on what type of golf shot they prefer off the tee or like into the greens, and just kind of know pin locations and wind direction. Just the things that sometimes I feel like golf coverage doesn't paint the whole picture of.
Right.
And I really enjoyed kind of being able to kind of paint that picture for the viewer and then try to have fun with it as well.
What led up to your opportunity to be able to, because you didn't just call like a normal golf tournament. You called the PGA Champ. You called a major tournament that is watched around the world. How did that like come about? Like, was this a phone call and says, "Hey, Smylie, would you want to do this?" Or is it like a work in progress where you're practicing, where you're training, where you're doing things to be able to get ready for that situation?
Yeah, I did nothing for training. Nothing.
Hey, sometimes that's the best way to do it.
It was literally a sink or swim type of thing.
Love
I think I did have a little bit of media doing. I used to be partnered with Massage Envy, and I kind of hosted a like show for like all of the PGA Tour clients that they had, and I was one of their clients. But for some reason, they wanted me to like interview all the guys, and so I kind of had a little bit of film, I guess, that we could send off to some people. But I think they just had a lot of faith in me for some reason. And,
so did you approach them, or did they approach you?
I can't really remember which way it was. I think it was a little bit of them reaching out to see what type of talent was kind of in our agency, and I guess my agent floated my name.
And that's why you have an agent.
That's why you have an agent.
Yeah.
Exactly why you have an agent.
It just kind of went from there, I guess.
So a little bit. Let's get to a little bit of your golf experience and kind of what led to obviously this new route, I guess, in your career, right? So you watch JT come back from 7 strokes down to start the day. You see Mito come in there, and he kind of has control, and he double bogeys on 18, which is the hardest hole on the course. And I don't think people understand how much pressure is not just on any, but like in golf specifically, because it's just you. Like you are battling against you and your thoughts and the golf course. You're not really battling against anybody else. How difficult is that? And how, I guess this question is really twofold. How difficult is it for Mito, who's never really been in that situation? And how nervous is he in that situation? And how difficult is it for Justin Thomas to say, you know what, I'm 7 strokes down and I have to make a shot, and makes a shot. So you have one guy who made the shot, one guy who doesn't make the shot. How difficult is that, and what pressure goes into that?
Yeah, with Mito, that like little stinger. Well, I say stinger, so like a stinger is a lower trajectory ball flight that he seemed to hit really well that week. He was executing this like low driver shot that was, it just looked effortless. It didn't really ever hit it offline, and he goes on 18 and tries to hit that shot, and it was honestly the perfect club. But you could argue that 3-wood gives you a little bit more room, but he had basically mastered this shot throughout the entire week. There's no reason why at that point to suggest that he wouldn't be able to hit that ball not in that creek. And then you watch the golf swing and you're like, that didn't look like any of the other swings that he had made. So like you're talking about battling your thoughts, I don't know I don't know if there's something they just got quick on it, if that's like his typical miss with that shot. But obviously pressure it'd be hard to say it didn't play a part in that, because really just the only place you couldn't hit it was right there.
Right.
Anything left was fine. But and with JT being as far down as he was, but he's an assassin, man. Like I watch him on the golf course enough, and when he's in the zone, like he knows what the number is going to be. And I think going into the back nine, I think he felt like the number was going to be 6 and not 5. So when he missed that putt on 8, he thought he was done for. But really, if he makes the putt, he would have won outright. But that's just how golf goes sometimes. In the top of that leaderboard with the 5 or 6 guys, I think they had only, besides JT, I think was in like 7th or something. But the other guys, between all 5 of them, I think there was a total of like 1 PGA Tour win. So there's just a lot of really good players that just haven't won, that haven't necessarily been there in that situation and how to handle major championships. And I think that was the best case scenario for JT, is that there wasn't any veteran presence up top that knew how to close out, a major. And JT knew that and was able to take advantage, and he just kind of hung in there. And I felt like if he was in the bad wave, there was a bad wave as far as weather between the early and afternoon tee times on Thursday and Friday, and he was able to take advantage of that. And, or excuse me, he was able to
thrived in it. Yeah, he went 67, 67.
He was able to take advantage of being in the bad way, but also still winning the golf tournament. It's just incredible. Like it's hard to say, and it's easy to get down on yourself when you're in the bad wave and the bad draw. And that happened to him with the Players this year too. He played incredible on Thursday, Friday, being in the worst draw in the world. And it just ran out of juice. But
so 3 years ago, you were, I guess maybe a little over 3 years ago. Let me preface this by saying I think a lot of people don't realize, if you've never played at the highest level of a sport, athletes, us as athletes, when you get to that level, it looks easier than it actually is, right? Like you see the play on the course, you see the play on the field or the court or wherever you're playing, and it just seems like it's easy. It seems like anybody can do it, and nobody knows kind of what goes through your head. Nobody knows what goes on off the course or off the field. And 3 or 4 years ago, Smylie Kaufman was going to trips with Justin Thomas and Spieth, and he's getting sponsored by Natty Light, and he's all over the place, and you're winning, and then all of a sudden nobody really hears about Smylie Kaufman. And over those course of those 3 years, can you kind of give us a little bit of your journey and where it was and what went through it, and as comfortable as you get talking about it, because I have gone through, I think, similar things, and I can relate to that, and I'd like to have a nice little conversation about it.
Yeah, for sure. I really started struggling in 2018 was the year, like it was my 3rd year on tour, I believe, and just from a technical standpoint in my golf swing, I just kind of lost control of the golf ball, just wasn't able to do the things that I normally do as far as just being able to check off certain things of how to fix the ball flight.
Right.
And that's typically with golfers, we have like a checklist of things that you kind of have to do with every part of your game just to keep it tight. And I wasn't able to make those corrections. A little bit of that had to do with injuries with my wrist. I was kind of struggling to stay down into shots because of my right wrist, and it caused me to get in some bad swing habits that I believe kind of got me off. And then after I kind of lost my card after that third year, I decided I was going to try to go in a different direction to try to make adjustments to my golf swing to alleviate my wrist pain.
Right.
And, I've been kind of going through I'm pretty healthy now, but the last 4 years have been just swing coach to swing coach, probably most of the time 1 or 2 a year swing coaches over that time span. And I've gotten a lot of great information from those coaches. I don't think any of them try to give me wrong information. It just, for whatever reason, I just wasn't able to play the golf that I know how to play and match it up with the thoughts that I was getting from these
Right.
swing coaches. And a lot of people say, well, you're just getting bad information. Well, I mean, maybe it was bad information for me. It just wasn't the right medicine. Whatever it was, it just I wasn't able to play at an elite level. Just because it's very hard to go out in competition and not want to revert back to something that and have ownership of. And I think that was the hardest thing, was just not having like full ownership of something.
Right.
And just being able to fall back on something how to do. And I think I was having to think too much of how to do stuff, just because it just wasn't, innate in me of like, this is how I swing a golf club. This is what I want it to look like, and this is where I aim on this shot. And I think I was having to think way too much about what shots I was able to hit and what shots I wasn't able to hit, and that just makes golf very difficult.
So you're still playing, like you're still grinding out to go to get your card back?
Yeah, I mean, it's this whole year I've been grinding all the way up until probably a couple weeks ago before the PGA, and just wasn't having that much success. And I'm like, all right, I'm definitely gonna do the PGA now, and I'm gonna try to do the best that I can and just see what happens from there. If there is something in that for me. If I don't want to play golf anymore, I still am playing.
Right.
But just this last week was so much fun. Being away from the game for just a week was awesome. And I did miss it, but at the same time, it was really fun to have something, it go very extremely well. And I felt like I was comfortable doing it. So being able to do that potentially as well as playing golf, it just felt natural, and had a bunch of support throughout the week, just from and good feedback from a lot of people. So it was just overall a great week, and one that I'll never forget.
Yeah, I think that baseball and golf correlate a lot, because a lot of the things that you were saying about swing coaches and thinking about trying to be perfect with your swing, and I have to do this, I have to do that. I think baseball, there's a really easy correlation because we both swing a club essentially, right? And
Right.
baseball players go and we go to different hitting coaches. Like between 19 and 2020, I went through my own swing change, and I went to a hitting coach, and I felt really good about the adjustments that I made. Then COVID hit, and then it just, things kind of unravel, and you go through the mental battles of like, am I ever going to be able to get back to where I was at, or am I ever going to be able to really show the difference that I made in my swing and the changes that I made? How important or how tough is and people talk about baseball being the hardest sport to play. Like I will agree, right? Because you throw a baseball, it's coming in hard. You don't know where the ball's going. You don't know what pitch is being thrown at you. I understand that. But for me, golf is right there, because you're in your own thoughts, and you're battling against your own mind and against yourself, really. And to me, like, the mental part of golf makes golf so freaking hard. How hard was that mental hurdle for you to overcome those 3 years of like, man, I know how good I can be and how good I have been, and I know that I can do it. I just don't know why I'm not doing it.
Yeah, for sure. I think the most difficult part has been through each of those swing coaches. I felt like on the range, I was able I felt like I was able to hit the shots and be successful and even over the last year, like between like every single swing coach I've been to, I keep feeling like the ball that I see on the range is one that is really good and can compete at a high level. So that's obviously giving me a lot of confidence knowing, hey, that ball flight is awesome. Like that is something is like I'm hitting it harder. I'm hitting it higher. There's like certain things that I couldn't do before that I can do now, but just the translation of how, what is my game and how do you get around a golf course? Like it's really cool if you can hit a 5-iron like at a higher landing angle and a high fade into a back right pin, but like if you get onto a hole with a back right pin, you don't feel comfortable hitting 5 yards less than a full, then it's like, all right, well, then you have no feel. So then it's hard to play golf without having feel. And I think that's where I've obviously had my struggles, and I can relate to what you talked about with going through swing changes and in the mental battle of it. It's extremely difficult, but I think that's why as athletes, we've kind of gone. Most of us have had ups and downs in our career, and sometimes our lows are lower than other people, and our high is higher than other people. And I've kind of experienced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows of golf, which is it's kind of hard to do.
No doubt. I'll tell you what. Sometimes the lows you learn. Like a lot of times you learn and get better from the lows than you do from the highs, without a doubt. Like you figure out how to adjust, and you figure out how to go about things, and you grow more as a player, really, from when you get to the bottom than when you are at the top. And so I can relate to that for sure. You got one for me?
Oh, yeah, I got one for you, Smylie. Take me back to May 2021 at the Monday qualifier. Obviously, you took to Twitter and explained what had happened. I want to know, did you have a caddy with you? Was this a ball that you left on, to set the scene, missed a one-footer, which is nearly impossible, but rain delay, balls on the ground? I'm wondering if you marked it.
You just cut him on nearly impossible.
It's not his fault. I'm setting the scene. It's not his fault.
Okay.
15, 20-minute rain delay, 12 inches of rain, something like that. I wanted to know if you had a caddy, if you marked your ball, or if you marked it and forgot to tell, didn't give it the clean, or if you were allowed to in 2021. What was the extraneous factors that went into that, and did it blow your mind?
Well, before you answer, Smylie, let me give another part of this. Lloyd is about to caddy for his friend who's playing in a U.S. Open.
You probably know him, Tyler Leday.
U.S. Open qualifier. And he's nervous. And he's very nervous.
I'm not nervous. I've caddied before. I've been in Monday Q's.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Dude, Tyler Leday. Tell him I said what's up.
I
haven't seen him in forever.
For sure.
Is he a lefty? Is that right?
Yep. He hits it the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I haven't seen him in forever, man. Tell him I said what's up. But to answer your question, this was actually the Byron Nelson Monday qualifier last year. It wasn't even this year. And I was carrying my bag. It was like the second hole back from a rain delay. And a lot of times, like, dew will be on the greens after that. So, like, you'll see the line of, like, your putt is, like, it basically leaves a trail of dew behind it. So, sometimes that's great because you can see what other people's putts are doing, but also it's important to mark your ball.
It's like the Tiger Woods caddy tip.
Yeah, it's important to mark your ball and, like, wipe your ball off. But mine actually had accumulated sand as well as some water. So, as soon as I hit the ball, it basically felt like I didn't even hit anything. Wow. It was just like, it was like I blew on it. It didn't even move.
Knuckled it.
And I was in a twosome, so the guy I was playing with, we just looked at each other and laughed. And I missed by one. I think he missed by one too.
Wow.
Mondays, am I right?
Yeah. No shit. What's next for you?
So I'm going to do U.S. Open sectionals, which is the last stage of qualifying to get into the U.S. Open. I'm going to do that in Atlanta. Have some potential other broadcasting and announcing things that are potentially on the way. Just kind of have to get some confirmation on some stuff. But I think you might be seeing me back in that arena again pretty soon. So But yeah, other than that, man, it's kind of a day at a time because like I haven't been really much involved in social media besides like LSU baseball or anything LSU sports. Because I just love LSU.
Hey, are you driving? You said you're in Montgomery. You going up to Hoover? You're gonna weather out the storm and watch the Tigers play, or are you just passing by?
No, so I'm going down to the beach for a couple days and then
it's
gonna go
dangerous for
back.
you.
I mean, honestly, it's perfect timing because I don't know if I think we're supposed to play tomorrow morning, but it wouldn't shock me to see us play until Friday.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be perfect timing. I'm gonna come back Saturday afternoon. Hopefully we can get by. We'll probably play Auburn, I think, and then hopefully we get by them and I'll get to watch.
And hopefully you get to host
next game.
the regional, and then you'll probably be in the Open though, so you won't be able to.
I think we're better on the road, man. I think we got some road
Oh,
warriors.
so you
this
don't
year.
want to host? You want to go? We do have some road dogs. So you want the boys to be on the road?
We got some road dogs. I mean, I don't know. That Ole Miss series scared the crap out of me, but that Ole Miss team.
Hey, it scared the crap out of us too.
We were just a little flat, and they came out just
No doubt.
like guns a-blazing, kind of like we did against Vanderbilt. So it was literally the same game except different. Like we were Ole Miss in the Vanderbilt series, and Ole Miss absolutely
No doubt.
pounded us at home. But I've loved baseball, keeping up with it. I remember watching Mikey at LSU. He was the big dog, and I was just like 150 pound skinny little kid that was just trying to like find my way at LSU. And
Also at JL's.
yeah, but most of the time at Bogies.
I think it was bogeys. Yeah, I was about to say I don't think JL's is our spot.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I know you're going to the beach. We have a couple more questions. I don't want to keep you for too much longer. Is that okay? You got
That's
time?
fine.
All right, cool.
Are you driving or are you parked?
We're parked. Got my wife in here and the dog.
And what's
She's,
I saw the dog. What's your
the
dog's name?
Rosie, golden retriever. She's a great
yeah,
pup.
she's
She's
beautiful.
just sleeping.
Wife's beautiful too, not just a dog. So if she can hear me.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
There you go.
I would.
Little tip of the cap.
Yeah, there you go. Nice, Mikey. So obviously you said you're a big LSU football fan, and I wanted to bring you back to Augusta whenever you showed off your wedges that we're talking about Booger for Heisman. You got them personally stamped, and then you get the shout out from Leonard. So I wanted to say, obviously you said like day made, whatever year made. I wanted to get your opinion on Brian Kelly, LSU football this year, and your thoughts of what you think they can do.
Man, I'm excited. I just like because I like following recruiting and stuff now. Like now that I'm like 30 and I feel like that's what you're supposed to do is follow message boards and just follow every single.
So
your
you're on
Tiger
Tiger
Drop-
You have a Tiger Droppies
What's your
account?
account?
Definitely got an account now.
I don't know. The account's not shared. There's like 3 of us on there, and we try to keep our profile pretty low.
I love
But
it.
we're an up and coming message board phenom. We like where we're sitting at.
A lot of potential.
A lot of upvotes.
But yeah, Shea Dixon's our guy though. He's I've had plenty of beers with him over
Oh,
the
yeah.
years, so I gotta give a shout out to Go 247. But man, I just think I like the staff. I just like, the last couple of years were hard to watch, man. Like,
Yeah.
I know the guys. I know they put in a lot of effort on the field and they did their best, but man, it was just hard. The product was just tough to watch, especially just when you love something so much and you just see us be just so unorganized and not great. I knew that Scott Woodward would make the impact on that football program, and I think Brian Kelly's awesome, man. Like I've been so impressed with everything he said, and I'm like all in. I'm all in.
Here's the
So-
question. Caesars came out with a line of, I think the line of over
Over.
is 7.5.
Give me the over.
No doubt, right? Like,
Over.
I think they win at least 9. That's my goal. That's my prediction.
I just think with Brian Kelly, our floor is way higher, and our ceiling is probably remains the same as it always has been, but the floor is just a little higher.
Yep.
And so I don't think we're going to be a 6-win, struggling to get to 6 wins. I like our roster. Is it perfect? No, but I think we have depth in a lot of areas. And I like our schedule the way it sets up. I just think it's a really favorable schedule. I wish we had a little better team, but I think we're very good in a lot of areas. We're deep at wide receiver. We're deep at QB. I mean, that's such a big start when you can do that. And our D line's going to be nasty. It's just a matter of our cornerbacks and linebackers kind of being able to not have those issues we've had.
Those mix-ups, no doubt. Man, I really do appreciate it. Enjoy the beach. Hopefully the rain stays away from the beach from you so y'all can enjoy some time out there, get some sun. I'm gonna look for you at the U.S. Open. I'm gonna watch you qualify and be there and play. And man, I've always been a fan. Always been a friend. I can't wait to see what you do on the course and calling matches.
The Smylie Cast.
The Smylie Cast.
Yeah, you got it.
The Smylie Cast. Yeah, because I'm trying to make my transition on the media part too. So I feel you. Enjoy it. Be safe driving, man, and hopefully we'll have you on again.
Yeah, guys, I enjoyed it. We'll have to talk soon, all right?
All right, man. Thank you.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Stuck that in there.
Oh, you hate when I take my earphones off.
Bummer on the video call, man.
I know.
We've never done one in the car like that. That was
I
tough.
don't know. It may have been where he's at. I don't know.
Well, we got good video.
Yeah, the video was
we got
working,
no
so it
audio.
wasn't the
No, we've
internet.
done
I
it in
don't
a
know.
car, just probably not. It probably was going through his Bluetooth, which
Yeah, it was in the car.
Because I've done one in the car before.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
But was your car
And
on?
it was, but I turned the Bluetooth of it off before I even started the call.
I didn't want to put too much on his plate. Wanted to get him on
Well,
instead.
apparently he can handle it. I mean,
did.
guys,
Nails.
they gave him the PGA Championship on course.
By the way, y'all asking about mental struggles and like baseball and football is like the things I was thinking about asking. I'm like, oh fuck, well, I'm out.
Well, that's a good sign for the show. We're all on the same page.
Same page.
But I mean, he went and did the PGA Championship, called it on the course, never having done anything like that before or without any training. Like that's impressive. And it was good.
It was great.
I think his personality plays. I think the way the game of golf is going on, like to where it's a lot of young guys and it's a lot of fun, energy, and like, look, Scott Van Pelt and them are awesome. Like I think Scott, that's like he's
It
unbelievable.
just
at
gives
golf,
you a
but, like,
different. It just
yeah.
gives you a different lens. It's
And it
like
makes it a
literally
little more
going in and
fun.
trying on different pairs of glasses.
Yeah, it makes
like,
that's what I think they should do with baseball. I think golf is doing what I think baseball should do. Is they should be able to. They should give younger guys an opportunity to show their personality.
Yeah. Maybe they
as
are.
far as like broadcasting. Maybe they are. Who knows?
I mean, honestly, like that whole the Peyton Manning thing.
Yeah,
The Manning cast is really what's kind of
no
changed.
doubt. And I mean, now you're gonna have to put people in there. You have to nail the personalities in those situations, right? Like the Monday Night Baseball thing. Like I don't think they nailed that one, but
No, they dropped the ball.
they're working on it.
But that's no different than Monday Night Football the last 3 to 5 years.
They did not nail that, but now they're
missed,
now
they
they're
swung
back
and missed for like 3 or 4 straight years on that.
since Gruden left.
Tirico.
Yeah.
Tirico was
Tirico's
the
great.
gold standard.
He's awesome. Somehow Tirico knows. Tirico and what's his name, Joe Tessitore. Somehow they know everything about every sport.
It's got to be exhausting. The brain power on those two.
I mean, nothing's better than Chris Collinworth. Now, here's a guy.
Slide
You
in.
know who else knows everything about everything is Ernie Johnson.
does.
He's the best.
But
That's
Ernie's
the
great
gold
too.
standard.
Though.
He's
Yeah.
awesome covering baseball.
Hey,
Yeah, he is.
Ernie's great. I
He's
like
the
Ernie.
best. And like, okay, I'm watching the NBA and TNT. There's a rain delay in the arena, right?
Yeah.
Did you see
Dallas-
Mark Cuban whenever that happened?
Oh,
he
he was
looked
salty.
so embarrassed.
He was so mad.
So-
Someone
Hey.
got fired last night.
Hey, they're getting a whole new
No
arena.
doubt.
They're getting a whole new arena.
yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So, I mean, the best show on TV is Shaq and Kenny.
The
and
late
DJ.
night version of it.
Yeah.
After the
Right.
West Coast game.
Right. But this is like during the rain delay, and Chuck is not on the stage. I didn't really get onto it until later, and like Chuck was like not on
The
stage or
little
whatever,
platform,
right?
Yeah.
He was doing, and then he starts walking in as they're talking, and they're like, he's like, sorry, I was talking to Tony Finau, get him some pointers before the tournament, this whatever, like making a joke. And so they're playing Golden State, and he talks about, he goes, man, all this rain. He goes, you know who needs this rain? San Francisco needs this rain. They need to go out there and they need to wash all those homeless people off the street. They need to clean up the streets.
Chuck
and they
said
just
that?
Chuck said this on air, and Shaq is laughing his ass
Oh, what
off.
up? Have you ever seen the rant of him in San Antonio and the fat woman? He said there's a bunch of fat women in San
I've seen
Antonio.
that. Hey.
Victoria ain't no secret down there.
Hey, he was like, you know what? They could really use this. Clean up the streets a little bit. Get all the shit and the trash and I'm like, damn. And like, Ernie's like laughing, and then like, you know, you have Shaq who is egging it on. He's like, the mic on his hand looks like a peanut, and he's like laughing his ass off, like smiling, and he keeps going. And you got Kenny like just shaking his head. I'm like,
Kenny instigates it. He's
that
the
is
first
the
team shit
best.
starter.
That is the best show
That's the best.
on TV, I think.
It's the best.
Like behind the scenes breakdown of how they got started, like on I think it was HBO Max. Did like a
Yeah, it's
special
awesome.
on inside the NBA.
I didn't-
You get to see
is
all the
it
background,
awesome?
so it's great.
I mean, they allow them to be themselves.
Yeah.
And then like they don't really edit him that much. Like they don't say anything crazy, but like crazy enough to where you laugh.
Barkley is daring them to
that's
fire
why I just
him.
said catch them after the West Coast game at night. That's when it's literally like a late night show, bro. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen.
Chuck doesn't. He comes. He's like, I can't be on social media because I would
get in trouble.
I would get in trouble because I'm not a guy that can just read it and ignore it. Like I will respond to everything.
Look at what he did during the commercial break in Golden State. He said he's gonna fuck somebody's
yeah.
wife.
No, mother.
Her mother.
Your mother. He said, I'll fuck your mother. What? And like, he's fine. He doesn't get in trouble for that. It's great. It's awesome.
It's funny. He's in the perfect spot.
And it started like a trend on Twitter where everybody started like quote tweeting and replying with his funniest moments.
Bro,
and so
it's
you
a
just
triple single. It's the best. Draymond gonna get his triple single. Dude, there's just like a compilation of him just ragging on Draymond.
I love when he says some like ridiculous shit and Shaq just can't hold it anymore. And Shaq just starts dying laughing.
And then Shaq, like you can tell who Shaq doesn't like, and like on the court, and like Shaq will like say something. He'll say something so not outrageous, but like doesn't give this guy any credit. And Kenny's like, "Come on, Shaq." He's like, "No, big men stink. They stink. They stink." He was like, Dwight Howard, not a Hall of Famer. Or maybe he didn't say about Dwight Howard. It was about
Rudy Gobert,
a
probably.
big man.
Oh,
he
doesn't think much about Rudy Gobert.
He hates all the centers.
He thinks Rudy's great on defense. He's terrible now.
Yeah. And so I'm like, damn, these guys are awesome.
They're having a ball.
But that they show their personalities, and like even though they're not the young guy, but they still can relate to everyone. Everyone can relate to those because they're funny. They say what's on their mind, and they actually are knowledgeable about what's going on. Like, I think that's what you need in all sports, right? Like you had that, like football, like
and Ernie's the best like personality
moderator
with him,
right?
Like literally the best
Ernie's
personality
the best,
with him.
He's the best.
They signed Draymond. I mean, so after a game,
Turner did.
cop up
They
on
were
it.
they were interviewing during a shoot around.
Yeah.
Like Chuck was talking shit to him. He's like, I don't ever see you shoot like that in the game. He's like, only shoot when I have to, Chuck. And it's just like he's warming up during the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
And he's just like talking shit back and
He's
forth.
gonna be great on them with them because they're gonna be able to like make fun of him. He's gonna go back at them like that. He's gonna be good with them, I think.
They need to come up with something more than just rings to Chuck because that's really the only leg they have to stand on. Chuck's untouchable. Like, don't get in that arena.
What do you mean rings to Chuck?
That's all they ever say. It's like, you ain't got no rings, Chuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I'm better at this than you are.
Yeah, right. I mean, Chuck doesn't care. I mean, that's great. Like,
really
you can't say something to him that he's gonna like
take offense to.
Yeah, or he's not gonna cower away from it either. You know what I mean? But he's awesome.
Everybody's here for baseball talk, if you're wondering.
I know. We're about to get to it. We're about to get to it.
It's raining.
That's what I said.
It's raining. We're about to get it. We're gonna talk baseball. Be careful. But
coverage.
I wanted to go into the basketball thing just because the live betting part of the NBA has absolutely saved my betting career.
Career.
I was going to retire early from the betting
He was going to have to open up a new bank account.
Yeah.
It's too much money getting settled into this
So I'm watching yesterday. I'm
Allie's
like,
flipping through financials. Like, what is this to Caesars?
These bank statements.
Thought they're supposed to be paying you.
I'm like, damn, these guys, first of all, the Mavericks can't miss. They had like, I think 18 or 19 threes before the third quarter. I got I got Golden State at plus 19.5 whenever they were down like 25. And I'm like, I'm definitely taking this. And then when 25 went up to 29, I'm like, they 100% are not going to lose by 20 points. Like, they're just not. They lost by 9, got my money. I even put it down twice. I made 2 bets on it.
That's the best feeling in the world.
And I'm like, I woke up in the morning, looked at my app.
Oh, you didn't even watch
it? Well, I watched it. I knew in the fourth quarter. I was like, I'm going to sleep. I knew in the fourth quarter they were going to do it. I look at my app with my coffee. I'm just smiling like
green
plus
green,
19.5. That's bad.
See, I was late to the party. You've got me on this live betting train. Now I'm starting to look at it differently.
It's great.
I knew when the line came out, Warriors catching 1.5, that it was a rat line. Mm-hmm. But I'd convinced myself that they were trying to make me think that it was a rat line. So I went ahead and took it anyway. Well, I know, but I know I did. But I couldn't give myself.
You have to day trade your live bets.
Yes, that's what it was.
That's what I do. I'll day trade it. And then you make
and you won baseball. You have a bunch of baseball bets.
I did. I've been tailing
tonight. I will have some money on the line baseball wise. Like I will go out there because we were getting text messages and emails from our guys at Caesar, and they're giving us like all these things. So I need to go out there and I'm going to show them that I'm betting, and then I need to go. We need to start picking out our boost so that we can start doing that.
Can they check our accounts? They should do like a competition.
But the boost was the plus 450 for LSU to win the tournament. It's huge. Now
extra 50 bones, coach.
Yeah, and like I don't know what's going on with this weather. Like I don't know if they are going to have to just wear it and play the tournament and not have a double elimination part of it. Like, I don't know how they make the adjustment if the games keep getting rained out.
There is a time frame you got to work.
You have to finish by Sunday.
Yeah.
The selection show's on Monday. Like, you have to finish by Sunday. Like,
they're gonna be playing in the mall.
Yeah. I mean, listen, when we were in 2009, we had to go and we played in the SC tournament, and we had a bunch of rain, not near as much as they had now, but we had a day where it rained a ton, and our games got pushed back, and we had to beat Georgia twice, and so we played them the first game, and that first game like went into like 2:30. We ended at 2:30, 1:30 in the morning. In Hoover. We had the 9:30 a.m. game the next day.
Hell yeah.
So we went in late, had the early game, went in to the hotel. We all went to sleep, woke up, strolled up on the field, and boat raced them and won both games. And sometimes
it's good.
Sometimes it's good because sometimes you can't think about, all right, we have all. Now, after we won that morning game, we grinded through those 2 games. We won it. You had all day. All the rest of the day to rest, and then all day next day because you played the evening game. So you had a big break. You were able to catch up. I don't know, man. I want to see this Kentucky-Auburn game get played because I want to know who LSU has to play. You know, obviously you have a friend who likes baseball and knows baseball and says that he doesn't like the Auburn matchup against us because they're going to save their lefties for LSU. I am on the side of I think you pitch your best guys, whether it's a lefty or not. You don't save them for the second game. You get through the first game, and you figure it out the second game. But getting that 4 seed,
you want to be in the winners bracket,
no doubt. But LSU because LSU didn't have the 4 seed up until the last day at Vanderbilt, right? Like they needed help to get the 4 seed. That is going to be huge for them because now they're not dealing with all these delays to get their first game in. Like now they're already in the winners bracket technically with that bye. So now they're just waiting for the team to get played and have to deal with all their delays.
You're also not we're literally looking at Kentucky in the dugout, getting dressed, getting worried.
Have they given a time yet?
I didn't even see it. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like your start is contingent on the actual tournament starting.
Yeah.
Like we're fine. We're not in the race for can we get on the field yet and play.
Right.
Once that starts, then you have a better idea of when you're gonna play.
Yeah.
So
but I think look. We play Auburn. It's supposed to be tomorrow, which if things happen and they can't play and they push it back, okay. But we play Auburn. That's another RPI top 10 team. They may be a top 5 team. I don't know exactly where their RPI is.
Not breaking news, but news from out of Kentucky baseball. First pitch, 12:45 Central Time.
12:45. So 40 minutes.
You'll be able to watch 15 minutes with us.
Yeah, so we'll have 40 minutes.
Live bet.
We'll have 40 minutes until that game starts. You can't live bet. Not college baseball.
Communist China.
I know. I don't.
It's just too hard. It's too hard for them to bet college baseball. They don't have enough info, I think.
You should be raking it in.
Speaking of live betting, I just looked at the futures. It was plus 500 for Mike Trout to win MVP.
Right now?
He has 12 home runs. He's batting 330. Hell yeah, I'm going to take that.
Do you know how many home runs Judge has?
I think you were about to say Judge already.
I mean, plus 17 for Judge to win home runs.
Those are the 2 favorites, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Ohtani?
Oh, no, actually, Ohtani's the favorite. Somehow
Is he
Ohtani's
minus?
the favorite.
Is he still a favorite right now?
Yes.
I get it. It's 2
plus 240.
Yeah.
I know, but
not
Trout
worth
at
that
plus
juice and worth the
500.
squeeze. Yeah,
that's a good. I think Trout plus 500 would be. Trout's going to be in the top 3 at the end of the year.
Especially if
he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, now he hasn't stayed healthy for the last few years and played a full. If he plays a full season, I think he wins the MVP.
And if they make the playoffs, I think.
Are they good this year? Finally?
Yeah, they're actually good for the first time.
Who's their
second time?
Joe Madden?
Yeah.
They came back with the Astros. The Astros are pretty good this year.
But that division, that division with the Angels is the Angels, Mariners,
Poopy Athletics,
Astros, right?
And the Athletics.
Nobody's seen them play, so have they?
But literally a week ago, that entire division was over 500.
No, NL West.
Oh, NL West.
I think they're all probably still over 500 because that's the best division of baseball. You have the Padres, you have the Dodgers, you have the Giants, and you have there's one more.
Rockies.
The Rockies, and the Rockies are playing well.
Trout is hitting 360.
Yeah.
You see his ass?
Yes, drama.
Yeah, huge ass. There's been a lot of butt talk on the previous show, on Colada's show. We're talking about Dylan Cruz, how he's very well put together. And a
He's got
picture
high ass.
picture of Machado came out, also high ass.
Put together.
Put
Why you say picture
Put
Machado
together.
came out like it was like a
Yeah, like-
bathroom selfie?
Yeah, like, picture got leaked. Came out. His photos got hacked. Like he was by the cage. You're getting ready to hit BP. Guy was just minding his own business, and he got sniped with a picture, and everybody's talking about his ass.
You don't
Picture
follow.
came out.
Yeah, y'all don't follow Machado on OnlyFans. That's where I got it.
How impressive! I'm sorry, I was just thinking.
No,
Whenever I
go for
think
it.
of Machado, remember when he was on the Orioles? He snow coldens it like in the foul territory, turns around, probably throws it 125.
Well, that's his move. So his move is the backhand.
Lazy.
not lazy, but just like lackadaisical
Nonchalant,
backhand.
yeah.
Nonchalant is probably
And
the
turn
best
around
word to
and
say
throw
it.
it. Absolute.
Nonchalant. Take 2 steps into foul territory, plant,
rip it.
and throw the ball 2 million miles an hour from head to head
That's
across.
That's the remember a while back we were talking about, man, if baseball could have like camera views of
Yeah.
like
Right.
literally somewhere like in that third
Yep.
base foul line, like
Yeah.
seeing a play like that, you'd be like, yeah, I know I can't do that shit.
Well, then-
This is why I paid for this seat because there ain't no fucking
But
way I
here's
can
the
do
deal,
that.
though. You see that play being made, and you're like, because I don't think people, if you've never really played baseball, like you're just a casual fan, you don't realize like how far that throw is and that angle
far.
of where it is and how hard. Like they just think that it's closer than it is, and
And
it
he
looks like
throws
it's
it on the
easy.
line
Like,
too, man. Like it
on a
comes
line
out like
with
less than
momentum
head
going
high and it
here,
never
have to
goes-
plant and throw. Like that's.
I was just bringing
stupid.
it up because I saw it on a reel and I'm like, how do we not see that highlight
Yeah.
more? Like that is so ridiculous.
Hey, that nonchalant ground, like, because he relies on his arm a lot, which is okay.
Yeah.
He's sure-handed. He's sure-handed enough to do it. We were playing the Orioles. I got blown up. Fastball inside. Bat explodes, right? So the barrel of my bat is flying towards third base like this. The ball is not hit very hard. So he, like, nonchalantly goes to, like, field the ball. Bat comes in there and gets in front of the baseball. So he has to jump over the bat, extra step, beat it out, infield single. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I will say this sidebar just because we're talking about that Machado play and like made me think about angles and stuff like that. Dude, there's a play. It's probably my favorite play I've ever seen on the infield. There's a play by Joey Votto. He's playing first base. There's a runner on first. There's a ground ball hit to him. He fields it, steps on first, literally underhand flip over the runner, right into second base, strikes out the glove, and puts the tag on him for a double play. And I'm like, yeah, that's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen from a first base.
And that's the beauty of baseball is because like the angles of throws and how they can change the arm angles and how they can hit and do all these things, like it just looks easy on
Lloyd,
TV.
I'm telling you right now, and I literally have never even seen you play baseball. If I gave you 10 tries right now, you wouldn't be able to make that play on just a random.
I wouldn't be able to.
Dude, it's
I mean, you catch me 12 years ago, maybe.
But here's the deal: like guys running in the baseline, like just the normal, like double play, getting off the bag, making that throw from first to second, like that's a hard play because guys are in the baseline running, and you have to throw the ball, and the ball is naturally going to move a little bit, right? Not very rarely does ball just stay straight as an arrow.
Fangs out.
So you have to be able to throw it to where you have the angle to get the ball to receive the ball at second or make the throw. You have to have the angle to receive it, and you have to be able to get the tag down. It's tough. And then going over and be able to put it on the money, that's tough. That's a hard
This
play.
is your first time ever seeing this play?
Oh,
That's a hard play. But
You should-
back to
And that's
the
coming from a first baseman.
Hey, you need a camera
not.
on his face just now to see what he just like. That's how
Not-
impressive that play is.
not a first baseman.
It's
But
unbelievable.
but
What did you type in?
because of the
Joey
baseball
Votto double
talk,
play. Holy fuck.
because they want baseball talk. Back to the Auburn. If Auburn, I'm assuming Auburn beats Kentucky. Now Kentucky's hot. Kentucky 2 out of 3 against.
I'm hoping Auburn beats Kentucky. I actually
Me too.
want LSU to play them.
Me too.
because I think this is good for
Me
them.
too. Kentucky won 2 out of 3 against Tennessee,
Yeah.
and they won 2 out of 3 against Auburn.
Yeah,
They
they
just
just
beat
First off,
Auburn.
was that at Tennessee or was that at Kentucky?
I don't know. I'm not sure. What is his eyes? Oh yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild.
And so now you talk about lefties being able to not, like LSU not hitting lefties. I think that stat is skewed a little bit. I think that beginning of the season they had a lot of struggles against the lefties, right? I think recently, over the last month, they have hit lefties significantly better than they did beginning of the season. And so I think that number is kind of a skewed number. Like, I'm not necessarily worried about the lefties. I mean, Jobert went home run off a lefty last weekend. Dylan Cruz is about as hot as you can get. Barry is going to only be hitting right-handed. So, like, now you're throwing a lefty into what he's normally seeing instead of throwing the righty against him, which helps. So I don't know if Barry not being able to hit left-handed changes Auburn's mindset of like, okay, we don't have their best left-handed hitter isn't in the lineup because can only hit right-handed. So like instead of saying, okay, we're gonna throw a lefty where he's comfortable, maybe we go righty and we say, okay, we make him go righty. Even though last weekend, I'm looking at his numbers right now. Jacob Berry against right-handed pitchers last weekend, 3 for 7, 2 walks, and got hit 2 times. So like,
broken finger.
Hey, call me crazy.
Pretty
too.
impressive. Not really seeing righty pitching.
Call me crazy too. I also think something about the mental side of Barry not being 100%, Cade now not being 100%, whether he plays this weekend. Or
Hey,
not.
and maybe the game gets pushed back. Maybe that helps him.
I think
that helps.
I think it
Get a
does
little more
lot
rest.
for the bringing juice to that squad. Right?
Yeah, no doubt. Like,
Guys
hey, we
are
got to
saying,
pick up.
Hey,
we got to pick up the
lineup and
slack.
playing like I need to do this too.
Plays so good that Lloyd's not even doing his job.
That flip is unbelievable. I wish I could show it, but MLB's a bunch of
And we talked
sticklers.
about how hot Joe Bear's a hot hitter. He's a streaky hitter and he's hot. So
Swing change.
hopefully that swing change, lower hands. Hopefully
hands.
that is the jump start. I'm not as nervous against left-handed pitching as I was beginning of the season. I think
If you're someone like Joe Bear, who just had such a great weekend like that, you are as hot as you can be. You're like, shit, another rain delay. Would you want to just keep playing, or it's like, all right, it's a rain delay?
I think because you didn't start and stop. You know what I mean? So like you didn't start the game gets rained out, and you go.
Oh,
my keys are right there. I mean, I can't really do it. Yeah.
We could take the NDI camera with you.
Yeah, that'd be tough. So like, it's not like if they would have started the game and delayed, or about to get ready, like mentally get prepared for the game and then get delayed, that'd be different than okay, like we haven't even started, the game just keeps getting pushed back. Like no, at this point, they are literally just playing a Friday game. If they gets pushed to Friday, she's on normal series at this point. Now, if they do get pushed back, they're gonna have to play doubleheader games throughout the course. But hey, their boys are young; they'll be all right.
Do you think he ate the same thing all week? Whatever he ate on Saturday?
Macaroni, cheese, and hot dog
Butter
slices?
noodles? Yeah.
No, the only thing, like if I had a game like that, the only thing I would do I would just do my same routine. I would just do my same routine. Like
Mikey's lying. He'd wear the same underwear.
Nair.
He wouldn't wash it.
not true. But like if I did now, what I would do is if I was in the cage and I had the routine I did in the cage before, I would do that exact same thing. Like
What do you
same
mean? It
amount of
hasn't
swings.
changed. Yeah. He's definitely not changing that right now. Guys
Shouldn't
are
change.
locked.
Whoever threw in BP has to come back in.
If I
Yeah.
watched,
Yeah.
if I
Don't even
listened,
think about bringing a different BP throw to.
if I listened, if I listened to like a certain song or like
Crunk ain't
did
dead.
something before the game, like pregame, I would do that same thing because maybe that got me in the right mindset. I don't know. I'm not changing that. That's not, to me, that's not superstition. That's like, hey, what I did worked. That routine worked. Maybe all of these things had a reason why it put me in the right mindset.
That's
What?
100% superstition.
What has been your
Absolutely.
most...
Is that superstition?
It's okay. Baseball's a game of
Yeah, but
superstition.
it's
like,
okay.
wouldn't you consider that like a routine?
It
What?
can
Based
be.
off
The
superstition.
song you listen to?
Like the music, like your pregame playlist, like wouldn't that be the routine?
No.
You don't listen to the same routine? I mean, I don't either, but like
See, there you go.
Okay, well, all right, then let me just ask
some
you this.
guys do. Like some
All
guys
right,
listen
well,
to the same
time
stuff
out.
over and
Let
over.
me just ask you this. Say you're hot as shit right now, and you're listening to the same song, and now you go on a 5-game span where you literally don't touch the ball. Same music?
Same music.
No.
You're right. That's superstition. It's as superstition as it gets.
You'd burn your AirPods.
Maybe I need a new
Somebody
vibe.
soft toss this to me.
Yeah. Fuck your music.
Do they have any questions in the chat about baseball? They wanted baseball talk. Let's give it to them.
Gosman dealt last night.
Yes, he did. 6 innings, 8 punches.
Bet
No
on
runs.
Bet that.
Bet that. You bet the game. You
did.
bet him. You bet the game.
Well, I bet on him because I bet first 5.
I did,
So
and
bet
I
on
also
starters.
bet the future. So of him winning the Cy Young.
Wow.
Has he
Plus
cooled it all,
1200.
or is he still
You
dealing?
took that a while back, though, right?
I wanted that plus 1200. Thank you. He gave up he has a 2-3, so
Stinks.
not really cool. I mean, I think he gave up 2 runs the other day, but like
He's
that was it.
dealing.
He's shoving, man. He did the same thing yesterday. I just need him when he gets to the All-Star game, which he's gonna make the All-Star team. Hopefully he's the starter.
I feel like I like the 2-3 because I feel like that's just a little more sustainable than guys sitting here throwing.
Oh, he's 1.6
with the
ERA.
1.6. I'm like, bro, that's gonna balloon. There's just no way.
But
It's
like,
staying there.
I want to see him get to the All-Star break and then finish strong.
He's second right now, favorite to win the Cy Young.
Behind who?
Justin Verlander.
Yeah, Verlander's
he's
been the favorite.
Yeah, he's been nasty.
What's his ERA?
Like 1 something. I think.
Verlander's been
Verlander's the modern day Nolan Ryan.
How impressive was
He's
he
looking
when he
nasty
was
too. Have you
38,
seen him throw it all
39?
this year? It looks like almost better. I'm not even trying to.
Yeah,
be
I
funny.
mean,
I don't even.
I'm
get
sure
it.
he's throwing. His arm probably feels great, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like,
obviously.
he got surgery, but like no bullets are being thrown. Like he didn't. He's rehabbing it. Like he got it strong. He's older, so like he kind of gave him like a year and a half rest of like high level pitching.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
1.22.
Yeah, I thought it was like
That's
1.6,
Little
but
League.
1.2.
That's like the who's our guy from the
That's the
Bronx?
drum.
That's the guy
That was
that
the
I'm telling
drum
you.
shit.
That's
Yeah.
the guy. Mikey will tell you right now. That's the numbers that you see that guys with like 8 years in a show and like say they're playing okay or not great. They're like, hey, Skip, hammy's tight.
Yeah. Hey,
take a
Bad
day here.
lineup for me.
I'll take a
Dude,
day
he's
here.
6'1", 1.2 ERA, 50 Ks.
how many innings pitched?
1 second. ESPN sucks sometimes.
A lot of
50
times.
Ks. How many games?
He is 6-1, so I'm assuming.
51 innings.
Wow, that's actually surprising to me.
thought
He
he had
doesn't
more
have
strikeouts.
as
You'd
more
have more.
strike. He has more strikeouts than he does, but like,
Saving the arm?
yeah, he must be pitching a little bit more. Not too contact. He still has good electric shit, but
More just to the middle
yeah,
of the plate,
yeah.
if anything.
I don't know.
What happened in his time, the end time in Detroit? He got a little shaky. I mean, he used to be the most untouchable.
No, he
pitcher
was.
baseball
So what
we got.
happened was he was good, but
It wasn't.
yeah,
What you
when he
know.
got to Houston, same thing happened to Garrett Cole. When they got to Houston, Houston was able to teach them how to throw an elite slider. Like they had a ton of spin on their fastball and had a good breaking ball, but when Verlander was throwing his slider in Detroit, all his slider was doing was like a cutter. So like it wasn't.
Didn't he lose a little bit of velo at the back end of Detroit?
No, so he lost a little bit for a year, maybe a year and a
14.
half, and then he started like he gained it back. So his 17, like he was throwing 97 again,
Yeah.
you know, and he had a good year, but that slider that he was trying to throw because he knew that he needed something to get them away from the heater and the breaking ball. He needed something going away, so he's throwing the cutter. And he needed something to get lefties out, and the slider was too flat and it was a cutter, so like it was getting hit, like it wasn't missing barrels.
Yeah.
Then he got to Houston, and they were able to change his grip. And I don't know if it was just the grip, the spider attack, or whatever. I think it was more of the grip than anything. That changed the spin of the slider, ended up making it an elite pitch. So now he had 3 elite pitches, and now he had a pitch that was able to get lefties out, and it's been a huge thing for him.
Do you sign a 1 year?
Yeah, he'll sign a big deal. He'll sign probably
How
3
old
year,
is he?
3 to 4. Probably.
38, 39.
39. He's gonna get.
So he'll probably sign a
he's gonna get Scherzer deal.
He'll probably sign a 2 or 3 year deal.
Wow.
That's what Scherzer got. Cause Scherzer's 37 too.
Scherzer signed, I think, a 3 year, like $90 million deal.
Didn't he just pop though? Didn't he just?
He got hurt.
Oblique.
Scherzer
Yeah.
signed a deal where he
Oblique.
was making like
different.
44 and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, when
Per
Max
year.
is Mad Max is dealing.
Maybe it was 3 for 120. Maybe it was $100 million.
Yeah.
He has heterochroma.
What?
Mad Max does when you have two
Yeah,
different
the 2
colors.
different. I mean, you just wanted to show that off that you knew how to say that word.
I knew what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
dogs have it too.
You could have said, "Oh, he has 2 different color eyes." Yeah, no. If you
What's the fun in that?
if you breed a husky with a golden retriever, my cousin has
You
one
get a
bred.
bullshit.
You have a blue eye and a brown eye. 2 different color eyes. Crazy.
A Shih Tzu and a bulldog.
There we go. I don't know where the husky came in.
Third grade joke.
Yeah, and Dumb and Dumber is my favorite movie.
I wonder what the line. I
every
wonder
Friday.
what the baseball line is gonna be. It's gonna be hard to. I mean, they can't do it until obviously the game's over with. But
That's what stinks. We can't really break anything down. We don't know who they're playing.
I'm going over. I'm gonna go over.
If you could pick one former player to come back and coach for LSU like Hudson is doing for Auburn, who would your pick be?
Wow.
That's
hard.
how you make a segment.
Mikey
Former
Mahtook.
player
No.
to come back and coach like Hudson is doing.
Because he went to Auburn.
Yeah.
Now he's the pitching coach there. I don't know.
So, but does he have to be like you're talking about like an elite big leaguer, or just like a former player that played in professional baseball, like big leagues for a little bit?
yeah,
Does he
I
have to,
think-
like,
yeah,
because
keep it
Hudson was
open.
elite.
Right.
So like, do you want someone like his caliber, or like
No, I think fit
be a head coach, or just any position?
any position.
Okay. Man, that's hard. That's hard.
Albert Bell.
No. Because there's really not anyone that like I don't know of like the older guys that
I know he's got no interest in doing it, or at least I'm pretty sure he has no interest in doing it. But I think someone that would be great at it would be Todd Walker.
I was thinking Todd too.
Yeah.
I think Todd would be a good hitting coach. I really do. I think that he'd be able to relate. I mean, he was the best hitter in the history of LSU.
Yeah.
God. Is there any credence to like if you're so good at what you do that it's hard to teach?
There is a lot of people.
There
like
is.
that, yeah.
There's now. It depends on how good. Like Barry Bonds, hard. Like guys that I know played with for him, like as a hitting coach, and he was very hard to
Relate to?
Yeah, because he'd be like, all you gotta do is just catch the ball at the barrel. You just gotta catch the ball at the barrel. I'm like,
Thanks, Barry.
hey
I'm
Barry,
trying, Barry.
Barry, I can't just catch the ball at the barrel and it's 500 feet. That doesn't happen to me. Like, I need something behind. Like, it doesn't work.
When you think, hey, just catch the ball with the barrel, and like you think that that's easy, you're probably not the best.
We're not
teacher.
speaking the
Has
same
there
language.
ever been someone who's super elite player that became a great coach?
I heard Mark McGuire's a good hitting coach. Ryan
only
Schiff
one I
had him
could-
as a hitting coach.
And he's still in the bigs doing that.
Yeah.
Huh?
The only one I can think is Bill Russell. Bill Russell
As a coach,
He's a good coach.
Mike
won a ring.
Matheny
No, yeah.
has
good
been
pick.
good. I think so. You look at a lot of catchers become managers because
Yeah.
they're basically the manager on the field. I think a lot of those guys are
Girardi caught.
good.
I've
like
heard
Joe
good
Girardi
things
was good.
about Omar Vizquel when it came to actually teaching the game.
So here's my pushback on Omar. So Omar was my first base coach, and Omar, as far as like infield stuff,
Yes.
Omar was very lazy. Like didn't really want to do anything, or he was kind of on Omar time. And then he did he was a AA manager, A ball manager, I think, with the
Yeah.
White Sox.
Yeah.
And all the guys that I was playing with Chicago last year had him coming up, and they're like, he is awful.
I
Like,
just mean in
terrible.
a sense of, so usually the problem is with those guys is not so much about, and that I get with like the work ethic part of it, like
Yeah.
if he wants to do it or not. I just mean in actually being able to
Yeah.
quote unquote
it.
be a good teacher.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that they
Right.
know is not just oh shit, dude, I don't know, I just did it. Like they can
Right.
actually
Yeah.
teach the stuff.
Right. No,
That's
I'm with you.
That's what I mean by Omar.
I think it's easier for a pitcher to make the transition into like as a pitching coach because it's so technical and it's about grip and it's about feel and it's about this and it's about that and it's like I think it's easier to show and teach that way as opposed to like hitting because there's so many different ways
Just
to
gonna
hit and just like hitting's hard. Hitting's very hard and it's hard to like my best hitting coach that I've ever had in professional baseball was he's the hitting coach for Toronto. He's the hitting coach for Tampa. He's a big league guy. He was a roving guy when I was there. He came up in 16 the end of the year, and he was the number 3 overall pick. He was known for being the pick before Derek Jeter. Like super talented. Was like hit 300 in the minor leagues. 30-30 guy. Was just got like he had a good time. Everybody loved him. Kind of an idiot, but like a good dude. But like couldn't make it in the big leagues. Like for one reason or another, just couldn't. It didn't click for him. So he knew that. And he could relate to that. Like, he could relate to guys that were high draft picks or relate to guys that weren't high draft picks. And he would have conversations with, like, if me and you were in the cage, if I was a hitting coach and you were me, he would literally say, okay, what are you feeling? What are you doing? This is what I want you to do. Do you like that? Do you not like that? Like, it was literally just a conversation. There'd be times where, like, we would start yelling at each other because he was telling me something, it didn't make sense. I was telling him what I was feeling, it didn't make sense. And we would get to where we needed to be, but you had the dialogue. And I think that's what makes a good hitting
Also-
coach a good hitting coach.
Also, when it comes to hitting, and when I say like you're talking about young hitters, bro, I can refer to a young hitter as a 25-year-old or a 15-year-old.
Right.
It's hard to make a guy understand. Get off of your actual 300 average or this and that. This one thing will help you be better. Because if a guy's getting hits, they don't really give a shit about what you say. Like they'll just continue to do whatever they're doing. That's quote unquote getting hits.
Yeah.
And
Throw me the ball.
if you're a high draft pick, it's hard to put the ego aside and say I need help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys think they know they can do it because they've done it for so long, but it's not that easy, you know. And you know this guy that I'm talking about, the hitting coach, he would call me in the off seasons because he knew that I wouldn't go and hit with a guy. So I was a free agent, hit with a hitting coach, and he called me. He's like, "Hey, I saw you were hitting with this guy out in Miami. What do y'all talk about? What does he teach you? How does he go about it?" And I was explaining it. And the only reason he was calling me to ask me that was because he wants to know. He goes, I don't care where my athletes or my hitters go hit in the offseason. Like, I know it's too hard to just not have a hitting coach. The game's too hard. So all these guys go to like different hitting coaches that they like. He goes, I want to know what is being taught to them so that I can speak their language when they come to me in spring training. So like when they are struggling, I can speak to them in the way that they have been talked to all offseason. And to me, like, that is
he just talked about
unbelievable hitting coach because there's no ego.
Well, I'm about to say he just talked about it too. Like that's a huge thing. There's a lot of people in baseball when it comes to being a coach, being an instructor, being a rover, that it's literally just like dictating to you what they saw on 12 swings on film.
Right.
They don't come to you with conversation. They're not really asking you questions. They're not really trying to understand what it is that you're trying to do. It's, hey, I saw these 12 things. I have this idea of what you need to do. I'm going to relay that message to you.
Yeah. Chris Johnson, my AAA hitting coach last year, was like that. He wanted to know, and now Chris Johnson was a good hitting coach. I mean, he's a good baseball player. Like, you almost won the Silver Slugger one year. Jesus. I need to get him on the show. He's very bitter about that because the guy who won it is Michael Kadire, and Michael Kadire sat out for the last 3 weeks of the season because he was hurt.
Twins?
Yeah.
He was hurt, and Chris Johnson did not sit out and played and missed it by like 2 points or something. But he was the same way. Like, he wanted to have the conversations with me, like, hey, what are you feeling? What are you trying to do? Mm-hmm. He goes, hey, and when you feel it in the cage or when you feel on the field taking BP, when you feel like you have that swing, let me know so I can see the difference. Because there's times where you swing and you feel like you're hitting the ball well, or the swing looks good, but you know that you're not through it, or the ball didn't come off that way you wanted it to, and so you know that's not the right. But like they can't see it because it looks the same, and so that's kind of where he was at. And he's like, let me know when you hit it, like when you feel through it, and you feel it flush.
Not even just that too. There's too many times where you have a hitting coach, and it's literally their examples of what we need to change is like 6 bad swings by you. And you're like, bro, it's baseball.
That's
if I'm hitting 300, I'm great. Like, we're not going to
see that pitch.
We're really going to sit here and talk about
92-mile slider that
yeah, we're
was
really
in the
going to sit here
dirt.
and talk about the 6 bad swings. Like, everybody's got bad swings. Like, it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of it's hard to be. I won't say it's hard to be. I just think it's hard for people to understand that there's so many different ways to hit. And there's
That's why I like talking to Smylie. Mm-hmm. Because golf is the same way. Like golf, there's 100 million ways to swing a golf club. Now everybody's getting to that same position, but they get there a different way. Mm-hmm. And so like all these guys got to have swing coaches, and they have to do these different things. And some of them click, some of them don't click. Like Judge's hitting coach, Teacherman, I think that's his name. He tried to hit with another guy. I think that's his
real name.
Yeah.
Teacherman. What a calling.
I think it's Teacherman. There's
Family
a guy
business.
named Teacherman, but I think that's his hitting guy.
Dr. Prentice. Yeah.
But he teaches Judge the way to hit, and the way he teaches Judge to hit is like to get into the slot and then just kind of like this way, right? And like Judge is one of the only few people that can do that because he's so big and so strong that like
he's got so much leverage.
He can get jammed to right and it go over the fence, right? And I had a guy that was good and that I played with that was a good player that had gotten a deal in the big leagues, and he went to him because he wanted to hit from on pop and struggled because he couldn't, just didn't work for him, right? But like doesn't mean Teacherman's a bad hitting coach, but like Judge loves him and Judge is hitting homers, but like doesn't work for everyone. So like it's
and he only teaches it that one way.
Yeah, and you have to figure out who works for what, and like they all try to get it to the same way. It's just the same position.
The truth of the matter is, dude, it actually takes a while to understand someone's swing and what they're trying to do. Not just let me see you take BP one time and all right, now I can tell you how to do it. Like,
I mean, what if you worked out and had a tough workout and your legs are tired and you're on your legs? Or what if you're sore? What if like you're a little hurt?
What if we got it good? What starts breaking down when it's not when it turns into something bad? Like it takes a while to learn someone's swing, which is why you usually see a lot of guys who are really good hitters. They either have a long lifetime hitting coach they've always been with, or their dad, or someone that's really close to them in their family that literally knows their swing.
Yeah.
That knows how to help them. That's who they talk to all the time. It doesn't matter what hitting coach they're with. They'll have a game, they play, they're bad for their last 15. The hitting coach is saying this, but at night they're on the phone like, hey, bro, talk to me. What do you see? I need, you know what I mean? Like that's.
Here's the thing. You go to big leagues, right? Like you have good hitting coaches in the big leagues. You really do. Like not trashing these guys, but your responsibility is to get the whole team to hit, right? Like you have 12, 13 guys in your lineup on your team that you need to go and hit with. Well, outside of spring training, and even with spring training, because you have more guys in spring training, you don't have enough time to put in the amount of work that is necessary, that is needed to like make that change or do these different things, because you have to work with 13 and then spring training 20, 25 guys that are trying to make the team. And it's just hard to be able to commit your time to do that in the cage during the season or whatever. So like that's why a lot of these guys go to hitting coaches in the off season, because they know that this guy is working with me and I was working with other guys, but like for 2 hours I'm getting just him, or an hour I'm just getting just him.
Who's the most well-known hitting coach in that market, not on a team? Because I don't know if you've ever seen in basketball. There's this guy called Lethal Shooter, the guy that makes like all the crazy ribs. So he worked with like Grant Williams, Sabonis, all of that guys. Like tons of NBA guys are going to him. Who would be like the most well-known kind
There's
of?
been
there's a
probably
few.
been about a good 4 to 5 over the past.
So there's a guy. So the
that's
hitting
popped up.
coach for the Dodgers was one of those guys before he took that job. Mm-hmm. So a lot of guys would go to him, like JD Martinez. That's like his guy. And then who's the other guy that worked with him? Vince Skoyak, or the other guy?
I don't know
another
his
guy.
name.
There's another guy that worked with him that kind of goes and he kind of gets guys directed. The
young
guy that
guy.
I hit with in Miami is kind of getting a lot more guys. Like he hits with Correa now. He's been hitting with
two
Mookie.
like main guys out in like the LA area. There's a guy in Miami. There's
And you have to go to them.
Not necessarily. Like I
Not
went to the guy in
necessarily.
Miami. He has a bunch of cages through like South Florida.
there's
but
a guy
he came
that
here.
DJ.
He came to
There's a
Baton
guy
Rouge.
that DJ knows really well.
That's
That
DJ's guy
yeah.
up in Michigan.
Yeah, he's got like there's probably about 4 to 5 guys who have kind of
Yeah, and then you got guys in the big leagues that are good that like hit with guys in the off season too that that they
But it's
like
just,
or whatever.
but you
It's
just gotta understand, baseball's so hard. Like you could be a hitting coach and you could be telling a guy like you can see a guy who necessarily doesn't really get through, like finish the swing and get through the ball really well. But the last 6 games he's hitting 400 and he's hit 2 homers. Because he's gotten the pitches that don't really allow you to, you don't have to do those things on.
He gets
right?
it, they say.
So like you're telling him to do this, he don't want to hear it because he's been banging. So then now he goes to another 6-game stretch where he's not doing well, but hey, he's thinking to himself, it can't be that. I just did this when I like. It's really hard.
Well, here's
to
the
get guys
deal. A
to
lot of these
understand.
guys, when you struggle, like when you're in a position, I know we're talking very technical baseball. So they said they want a baseball talk.
Here it is.
Here it is.
That's how the sausage is made, boys.
When you get to the highest level, when you get to AAA or the big leagues, you are good enough to hit and get hits even when you're not feeling good, right?
Yeah.
So your swing may be off. You may gotten into a bad habit. Like maybe you are coming around the baseball a little bit. Maybe you're not linear through the field, like and you're cutting the plate in half. Well, hey, if you throw a ball on that one spot, we used to call it throw it in the loop. You guys that have bad swings, that one swing, you throw it in the loop, he's gonna fucking hammer it. Hey, throw it in the loop, I'm gonna hit it. But if you throw it anywhere else, I'm not. So hitting's hard, pitching's hard. Pitchers make mistakes. They know where they're not supposed to throw it, but sometimes they make a mistake. So maybe you're going to a rotation that's not very good. Maybe these guys made a few mistakes and they threw it right into your loop, and you got a few hits and a couple homers. You're like, damn, I feel good. Well, then you get to a staff that's good, knows the scouting report, is hitting their spots, and now you went from, oh, I feel really good to this is being aware of yourself, knowing that, like, hey, my swing's off. This is the only pitch I can hit. And now if you don't know that and you don't realize why you're struggling, that's a problem. This is being aware of yourself. But then you get to a rotation that's good, can execute the scouting report. Now you're getting your shit pushed in. You're like, damn, I'm not good right now.
But here's the thing too. Like I've played with guys too where it's the weird. Like I've played with guys that are so aware of who they are and what they're trying to do, and they're so disciplined and literally sticking to that in a way their swing never really matter. Like I've played with guys who literally say, hey, I'm gonna start these first 15 games and I'm only trying to punch the ball and get hits and get my average up. And then once I have a decent average to play with, I'm only trying to sit and spin and hit homers.
Yeah, that's hard.
And I'm only looking for pitches literally middle in or off the plate in. And if it's anything else, I ain't swinging.
Who you play with? Joey Gallo?
Dude, I've played literally. It doesn't even take that, dude. I've played with guys in any ball who've done it. I played with a dude in any ball who's every bit. I'm not joking to you, Lloyd. He's every bit athletic as hell. Like I'll give him that. He was every bit of 5'9", 180 pounds.
David Eckstein.
No, 5'9", 180 pounds, and this man on the year hit 330 with like 25. Literally because he played. I speak about this. I've seen him do it, but he's not the only person. He played the first 3 weeks of the season, and all he tried to do was punch the ball the other way. Next thing you know, 3 weeks is up. He's hitting 340, and then at
Now
one
he's got
day
some
he was
times
like,
let it eat.
one day
Yeah.
he was like, "Hey, look, I'm literally only trying to hit homers for the rest of the season." So he starts. I'm talking like he was spinning
rad.
like a top in the box trying to hit balls.
Yeah,
You
home
throw
run.
stuff away, you don't care.
Spit on it.
He'll come back to I don't care.
But that's the thing, though.
But thing is, guys keep missing. They'll
Yeah,
hang a breaking
right.
ball. They'll try to say, "Oh, let me show him a fastball in."
And that's the difference. But that's the difference between playing in minor league baseball and then getting to the big leagues, right? Like you can do that. It's harder to do it in the big leagues. You can still do it, but it's harder to do it in the big leagues because these guys aren't going to miss as much,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they aren't going to just say, "Okay, this is what this guy's doing. I know what he's trying to do. I'm just not going to miss. I'm going to throw what I'm going to do. I'm going to get him out. I'm going to make him get himself out." Like that's what makes the highest level.
But
the
the
highest
thing,
level.
but and that's so true too. And look, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying this guy played his whole career like that. But my point to it is, if you take a guy like that and you physically profile him and you look at him, you think he's trying to punch the ball the other way, and he can do that,
Right.
and he shows he can do that. So as a pitcher, you're stubborn in a way of thinking like, okay, I can challenge him in. Okay, and I can do this because he's not going to leave, and then he just starts doing that all day.
Right.
Well, what do? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that shit can last over a year.
Wow. Yeah.
So if a guy does that and he's successful, and let's just say like he doesn't really know himself, he's just doing that, and he has a good year, how the fuck do you tell him?
Yeah,
hey,
right.
you need to change and be better. Hey, you
Right.
need to do this and do that.
Hey, this
how
is-
long is it going to take him to struggle to be
Well, that's
like,
the thing.
I need help?
They would go, "Hey, this is not going to play." How do you know?
Yeah.
Hey, you know it's not going to play. Like, and most of the time they say most of these guys that say it's not going to play, like it probably isn't, but they don't really know until they see it.
I know. So I know like the guy that had just another name just to kind of throw there. I know a guy that had Jock Peterson as an A-ball.
Jock had 3 more homers.
Yeah, I know. I
That's
saw
right.
that. Jock when he was in A-ball as a
gamble on
hitter.
him?
Jock when he was in A-ball as a hitter was
yeah.
pretty much doing the same thing he's doing now. The Dodgers would tell him, "This isn't going to play at the big league level. You can't hit like this." Jock was stubborn as they come when it comes to that. And Jock through the minor leagues, if you look at his numbers, it was
Right.
always high 300s, hit homers, blah, 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 blah. Okay, he's gotten to the big leagues. It hasn't been high 300s, but he's hit homers and everything. And he's made a 10-plus year big league career. How do you tell a guy like that, hey, this isn't going to work?
Yeah.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, there's
Like
so
if he's
much
good with
to
that, if
hitting,
he's
dude.
good with that and is fine with that, that's fine, right? But like, it's just everyone's different. Everybody hits differently. Everybody does different things. It's just it's hard.
I was going to ask, bring it back to a little bit to LSU. Jay Johnson obviously is the hitting coach, right? Did Paul consider himself like the hitting coach whenever y'all were there? Because I haven't seen a head
No.
coach be this granular and work with it to this extent. Like, obviously we've talked about him calling people off, like, from the dugout or off the on-deck
Yeah.
circle into the dugout, stuff like that. Do you think that, have you seen like a tangible difference in his approach to players that have been there?
So
that were
what
here
he
under Paul?
does, what I think Jay does really well is like, and he talked about on here, like I agree with him about like making the path more consistent, making sure that the swing is consistent, and not worrying about necessarily the results and like why they changed Joe Bears. I agree with everything that he said. What I've seen from him, at least from the players, like watching the players, is he's a very simple. He wants your swing to be simple. Right? He doesn't want there to be a lot of movement. He wants you to be ready to hit, and he wants you to get in a position early, right? Like, so you don't see many leg kicks. You don't see many, which is okay, right? And like some of these guys may evolve. I think that's a great place to start. And then as you get older and progress and with higher competition, I think it's a good foundation, and you can progress and you can tweak different things as you grow. But I think what I like the most, outside of being simple, is I like the fact that he speaks about approach. Like he hammers home the approach of these players. Like, hey, we're not
What you're
going to chase
looking for.
pitches. We're going to
Make it
walk.
hell.
We're gonna work counts. Like we're not just going to go up there just to try to hit. We're going to go up there with a plan and execute our plan because we know we're good enough, and we've practiced for it. And like to me, that goes way beyond just the swing.
Yeah.
You can have a terrible swing and an unbelievable approach and good hand-eye coordination and make a long career.
And get hits.
Yes. And I think the approach goes a long way. I think that's what is the most impressive thing about his offensive-mindedness.
I mean, just as a test case, we always use Jordan Thompson a lot, but from going from year 1 to year 2, in his freshman year, batted 250. I know freshman year, it's not,
okay.
you want to look into it too much. Batted 250 under Jay, 294.
Wow.
The strikeouts in his freshman year, 57. Sophomore year, 35.
Yeah.
So he's a totally different approach.
Oh, yeah. And like that, and that could be
Were
a
the
little bit of
homers?
both. Like my
Homers are down. 8,
That's right.
8, but he still got games left. He had 8 his freshman year, 6 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so like what he
I wouldn't
did.
even call that down.
I wouldn't even.
No,
That's
no.
not.
Same neighborhood,
That's right.
yeah.
But like what he's doing is like, hey, you may sacrifice a little bit of juice, but you're gonna get on base more because you're not gonna strike out and you're gonna have more opportunities.
To me,
You're gonna
what I'm
walk.
about to say, to me, that's literally he's gotten better as a hitter because if I say, hey, you hit 6 to 8, 8 to, I don't know, 9, like that's the same player.
Right.
But if you're cutting down strikeouts by 20, that's
Now listen, like
OBP's
I'm not.
up
I don't.
100 points.
Yeah,
Doing
I don't
that,
want to.
that's different. That's
I
a
don't
different
want to
player.
say that it's all Jay because like yeah, but I can see what this like. The person that the biggest test case would have been Beloso. All right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I think he fell asleep.
The Texas, the biggest test case would have been Beloso, because
Yeah,
Beloso
very
had
true.
a completely different swing. I saw the swing change.
And
I
you
saw
saw
what he was
how
trying
much
to
he
do.
struggled and tried to figure things
Right.
out last year too.
And so that would have been for me. I would have loved to see if that would have got her. I would have loved to see what would have happened with him. Because like, as a player, like my first year at LSU, I struck out like 50 plus times.
Oh.
My next year, I struck out. No, I take that back. My first year, I struck out 41 sometimes because I didn't play the whole year. The next year, I struck out 50 plus times, but I had my average was higher. I had more homers. And then my junior year, I said, okay, I made the adjustment of like allowing to take with the game, and I struck out 30 times. So like I cut them in half basically, and so it depends on the player. But I think that Jay's approach as a hitting coach and the way he teaches the guys that hit, I think that definitely helps because they are walking more. They walk. They're getting on base a lot more. I think the on base percentage probably for this team is higher than it was for last year's team. I would assume. But that's a lot of baseball. I got a board y'all or what? Did I make
No,
y'all
I'm
bored?
not. That's
No,
what I find
it
interesting.
was solid. Hot dog was mid.
And that came from all the way from who would be the former baseball player to coach at LSU.
Uh-huh.
I'd let that turn to that.
Throw a topic
If
out
you're
there. See what
done with
happens.
baseball talk, they're
Yeah.
trying to get 2 more expansion teams in the NBA.
I saw that.
in the NBA there.
Yeah, so they
Seattle
I
and
think
Vegas.
Seattle. I think Vegas is lazy. I didn't like Vegas.
See, look, but the thing about it is they saw how
What
good.
do you mean?
They're
Because
they're-
everywhere-
we're gonna
every-
as soon enough
everyone
we're gonna
wants to
have
Vegas.
every
They're
major
all
sports
they'll
team
be, all
in
4 teams will
Vegas.
be in, all 4 leagues will have one in Vegas. You know why?
It's gonna
Because
be
they
like
see
the Olympic Village.
they see what the hockey team is
That's
doing.
an absolute.
Golden Knights.
They
mess.
see the Raiders. They see what they're doing there, and like
Getting arrested every day.
they are.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a terrible idea. It really is.
They
They'll put a
are.
bunch
They're
of
gonna
rich
have. They're end up gonna
23-year-olds
have
in
a
Vegas.
basketball team, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a baseball team there at some point.
I wouldn't be either because there's a pretty new stadium there that they can either renovate and or
Yeah,
if they feel
I
like
think
build.
to me though, if you're gonna do a baseball expansion, I think Montreal is gonna be one of them again,
it needs to be.
and then needs to be
What's that?
Charlotte
For the
needs
players.
to be too.
for the players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about how good
mental health.
Toronto is. They say Montreal is.
I've only heard from like older guys that like Montreal was the best trip.
Yeah.
And this is obviously
best.
Toronto was still in the league.
4
and
hours from my house.
They all say
Montreal?
Montreal was the best.
How far is Toronto from
That's
your
why
house?
Vlad has so many kids running
Toronto is
around.
pretty far, but Montreal.
Toronto's further than Montreal from you?
Yeah.
Really?
See, I don't know the Canada geography.
You ever been to Tim
Yeah,
Hortons?
but Toronto's right above Buffalo.
Oh, we're doing this one again?
What you asking?
I go, you ever been to Tim Hortons before? He goes,
We're not doing this again.
you know, it's funny. I actually heard somebody on ESPN talk about it like last night about the coffee at Tim Hortons. I'm like,
Dude, just go to, it's not a known thing. Tim Hortons.
You like Tim Hortons?
No,
no,
never been to
he's
Tim
never been to
Hortons.
one in his life.
You got mixed up with Dunkin' Donuts.
I have
Blasphemy.
I've seen a bunch of Tim Hortons though.
He's
I've
like,
seen-
he's
There's
like,
a
what
Dunkin' on
is that?
every corner.
I do love Dunkin'. Dunkin's got good coffee. You know, hey, trivia question. The 2 best quality coffee beans. Who has the 2 best quality, the number 1, number 2 quality coffee beans? You'll never get it.
McDonald's.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, I already told you this.
it's, all
Time.
about it's all about marketing, baby. Doesn't matter.
Boy,
Yeah, yeah.
McDonald's?
Slumdog
McDonald's.
Millionaire. What memory's going on?
And what else?
McDonald's and what's another shitty place?
Donkey.
Burger King.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin',
McDonald's,
oh, nice.
McDonald's and Dunkin' have the 2 best quality coffee beans.
Cheat on the test together
Is what I read that somewhere in a book.
in a book.
Read
Really?
it
You want Vegas?
in a book.
I don't
No,
know.
but so I think.
They should do that home run derby team, whatever X Factor baseball. Do you remember that?
Oh, is that thing a thing?
I don't know yet.
think-
That's the
I think they were
LasVegas.com.
But no, I think baseball.
You're still on GroupMe,
I think
dude?
Montreal. Huh?
You have GroupMe?
Yeah. Oh, my phone's over there.
Yeah.
It's for our group text. I can't have us in a text message because it would
Yeah, our
have
group text. is
5 million
ridiculous.
text messages on my phone.
Yeah.
With like 25 guys.
Do you remember Beluga?
The whale?
That's what it was called before it was GroupMe. They bought it.
Oh, I never heard of Beluga. But back to the expansion.
Whale.
The whale.
I think the expansion
And
teams are
Whoopi
going to
Deer?
be in baseball. It's going to go Montreal, Charlotte,
Nashville?
Nashville before they go to Vegas.
Yeah.
But if they go, they're going to need 2.
I like.
They need at least
I
2
love
expansions.
small
They need to get to
market.
32 teams.
I think it would really thrive if it was in Charlotte, just because of the location of where it could
NBA.
be, because of the demographic.
The only
there.
thing I have I guess Charlotte, because you have to pick either Charlotte or Nashville because you can't put both.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause they're too
It
close
would
to
be
each other.
it would be either.
Michael Jordan will own the baseball team
In Charlotte.
in Charlotte.
Maybe.
You could get him in on that. Yeah.
Let him get some ABs.
They'd have to redo the stadium though.
Oh, they would have to
Jumpman
add,
baseball.
But I think they'd have to push the fences back a little bit. They'd
They
have
ain't gonna
to
push that back. Why would they push that? They're just like saying they got to push back.
I guess maybe
Yankee
going up.
True.
Center's a
I
deep
guess
shot.
maybe going
Well,
up.
center's a deep shot in Charlotte.
Yeah. I guess maybe going
The
up
rest
would
of
help
it,
with
not so
the
deep.
jet stream. I think moving it up would help with the jet stream probably, but the ball wouldn't carry near as far. Tell you what they would need to do. They put a big. Now they have to go, but they built a hotel / like office building or whatever to behind home plate.
Yeah.
And it's all glass. The worst thing
Yeah.
ever. You can't see anything in left
Yeah.
field, like at all. If it's sun, it's like,
Oh, wow,
hey, bro,
yeah.
don't give up a line drive to me in left field because I'm not catching it.
I don't know what to
where
tell
it's gonna
you.
go.
But, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
unless it's coming right at me and it comes out of the thing, I'm not catching it.
The opposite of a hitter's eye.
It is brutal.
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 Damn,
But
I want a team in like Omaha. Like I want an NBA team in like Topeka. I love the small market, like the Jazz. Like
Yeah,
Salt
I mean,
Lake
I don't
City.
mind, but,
'Cause
like-
they're the best fans.
Oh, the
What-
worst fans.
Salt Lake isn't that small of a city.
Salt Lake's not
man.
small.
It's the smallest NBA market.
Yeah, but market,
Yeah.
but like
You ever been to Salt
Omaha's
Lake?
not, Omaha
Oh, really?
wouldn't work.
Salt Lake's not that small, man.
Omaha, like Sacramento's not huge, but it means Sacramento's bigger than.
Yeah.
But like Omaha wouldn't be able to carry a team. Like those they're too small. Like New Orleans can't even barely carry 2 teams. Like New Orleans can only they can't put like a baseball team here. They wouldn't be able to carry it.
Hockey.
First off, you couldn't put a baseball team here unless there was a dome.
A dome,
anyway.
right, you'd have to
There's
have a
no
dome.
shot in hell you could play ball in July.
That's why they got rid of the ballpark at Arlington, which I loved.
Oh,
But they got rid of it because it was so fucking hot.
Yeah.
it was hot in there.
Yeah.
I bet I went to the umpires room
Dude,
when I was little.
you go play. In the,
OG porn.
You told me that.
Yeah,
You told me
they
that.
still
They
had the
had
pinups on the wall, and I was like, "This is awesome. This is
That's
exactly
what,
what
that's
I thought
what
it
Lloyd
was."
remembers about the stadium.
Hey, we go play there in like a July, August game. This shit is hot. Like hot. You walk out and you're like, I'm gonna cook. I'm in another. I'm in another.
Sitting there and left eating it.
Brutal. You hope to DH.
People are dying left and right.
You hope to DH in there. Fuck,
Kentucky
New York
out
gets
to an
hot.
early double.
Who's that?
It's just doubles Kentucky.
Oh, game started.
Yeah.
Game started. See, this is it. This is when we go to 6 to 8. This is what we'll be able to do. We'll have a TV on there. We'll be able to watch games. We'll have it live streamed, and then we'll be able to like talk about. That's what I was watching the McAfee deal. They were watching the tournament, the golf tournament,
Yeah.
and like on live and through their show, and like that's live betting, baby. And then we'll have football season's right around the corner. It's like 4 months away, right around the corner.
105 days.
105 days.
Who's counting?
Who's counting?
But like once
Jets
football's
over
here,
10
like
wins.
that's gonna be all day, baby. Like we're gonna be on Monday Night Football. Like that's what we're gonna be doing, betting, live.
What are you betting tonight?
What am I betting tonight? I am betting. I don't know. Do I want to take Boston?
What's the spread?
2.
What's the
Boston's
series?
-2. It's 2-2.
2-2.
2 games to 2. But the
In-
problem is,
Miami.
is
game's
everybody
in
is
Miami?
banged up for Miami.
Yeah.
How'd
You
Butler
have-
play game 3?
What was that?
How'd Butler play in game 4? I'm sorry.
He
Not
shot
very well.
4 for
Terrible.
16.
Yeah, but he's
Game
banged
four-
up.
game
But he's
four is
banged
the
up.
one.
Yeah.
Game 4 was the game where they scored like 1 point.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah,
he's
well,
banged.
that's
He's
why I didn't
super
watch
banged
it.
up though. Like he's banged up. Hero's banged up.
Hero's not gonna play.
The Heroes not
Yeah, that's my point. And you have
Lowry.
Lowry has not been Kyle Lowry at all this year. You have,
He's hefty.
I mean,
He
who
is.
else? I mean, I know you said Marcus Smart's probably not going to play, but like
I don't think Smart's gonna play. I hope Williams can play. His knee's been hurt.
everybody's been. This is what happens
PJ
when you.
Tucker's hurt.
This is what happens when you have a series this physical.
This is a.
You get banged.
By the way,
Big
we had
dogs.
I had this conversation with someone the other day. Do y'all?
Well, it's live bet it.
Since
Get a
we
feel.
just
I'm
said
a
the
bet
name-
and live bet too. Duh.
Since we just said the name, all time. Do y'all know how high Kyle Lowry is on the all-time three-pointers?
Top 10.
I don't know.
15 all time.
Wow.
I'm like, wait, huh?
You know
I
who's
think,
ahead
and
of
I
Reggie
think
Miller right
now, I think that's
Somebody playing right
it's
now.
gonna get
Yep.
skewed
And
because
strippers. And
Oh
fat.
yeah.
the last
James.
10 years.
Right.
Y'all know who's like? Y'all know
There's
who's like
more
number
threes than
5
sh-
all time?
I saw this yet. Who
You'll
is
never
it?
guess who's number. I'm
Jason
pretty sure
Terry.
close. He's like top 7, I think. Number 5 all time. Best dunk competition ever.
Vince Carter.
Well, he's been in the league for so long.
Yeah. Well, he completely changed his game when he
Right.
got old.
I feel like all those dunkers do.
Right.
Well, and like they're gonna
I wish they would.
over the next 10 years,
Keep going for it.
all of those top
Yeah.
10s gonna be changed.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Games
like
change. Yeah, I agree.
it's just the way the game's
But
changed.
still,
Everybody
you got
shoots
somebody
threes.
like
I'm with you.
I feel
know.
like Kyle Lowry's going literally under the radar.
Yeah,
his
yeah,
whole
yeah, no
career.
doubt. He was nasty when he was in Toronto.
He tried to
was.
walk through a drive-through with DeMar DeRozan in Toronto. They wouldn't let him. They went to McDonald's late night, and they were just like, it was locked inside. And they tried to like walk
Like,
through.
every drunk person's done before.
And then they were like,
Bullshit.
He's like, I'm Kyle Lowry. Like, you ain't Kyle Lowry. And they walked through the window, like, what y'all want? And he's like, yeah, I knew it would work in Toronto. Awesome.
That's great. It doesn't work. I tried to do it here when I was in college at the McDonald's
I
by
thought
the
you were gonna
bars.
say like 2 weeks ago or something.
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's
Dude,
gotta
you
be in
do
a bad
walking-
way.
It didn't work.
I did see a guy this morning on my way to work. He was jogging in his socks with his sleeping pants tucked into his socks, and I was like, "Oh, getting a little exercise then. No shoes. Interesting. Maybe he's like who's the stay hard
It was
guy?
raining? Was it raining when he was
David
No.
Goggins.
Yeah, I thought he was on the Goggins, but it wasn't raining
David
yet,
Goggins.
so I didn't know he was trying to stay hard. Then he rips the shirt off
He's
and
trying to
puts it
stay
over
hard?
his head. Yeah, that's what he says. David
Oh,
Goggins.
David Goggins. I thought you
were talking to the guy
Me
that
too.
was running
Me
this
too.
morning.
No,
Me
but I
too,
didn't know
me
if he
too,
was
me
on
too.
this theory, like if he was on the Goggins plan. But then he put his shirt over his head and then started running that way, and I was like, I don't think he's. I don't think he's sober.
You saw Crackhead.
I did.
I don't think he's
They
actually
hustle, dude.
exercising.
He had somewhere to be at 6:30 in the morning.
The pipe.
Yeah.
But I think I'm taking the. I just convinced myself I'm taking the Heat +2.
Celtics.
I'm taking Celtics.
I'm gonna take the Heat +2. I'm a live bet through the course of the game. I just think that. I think
Wait,
they're gonna
Heat
play.
home dogs?
Huh?
Heat or
Do you like 2 3-pointers in the first 3 minutes?
By who? Oh, anybody.
Anyone.
First 3 minutes.
Yep. Just got to hit 2 3-pointers.
Oh, that's a fucking grind right
I'm
there. You're
thinking about
sweating
they're
that
gonna
out.
start the game. You're gonna do a little back screen. Someone's gonna hit
With those two teams, hell,
Another
man.
thing is the Heat shots so bad.
They can't
last
do
No,
that.
game.
I'm okay with
Yeah, but do you
That
think they're
they're
gonna?
gonna
Do you
come
think
back
they
out.
shot so bad? Do you think they're
That's
gonna
what I'm
stop
saying.
shooting, or are they gonna try to
No,
get to the
I think
rim?
they're gonna come. I think they're gonna shoot the ball better.
I know, but do
I
you
don't
think they're
think
gonna?
they are.
Do you think after shooting that bad, do you say, okay, hey
Celtics
guys,
are showing.
we're not gonna go out here and chuck these 3-pointers up. We're gonna try to get to the rack and get some easy buckets, and then get threes as the game goes on. You think
Max
that's how they're gonna
Strus is
play
their
it?
Well, I mean, I
three-point
think that's
shooter.
the game plan no matter what.
Right.
But I think they're gonna come out and shoot better, and I don't think they're gonna like not shoot it. I think because the Heat, they play like Strus. That's his whole game is being able to
Former
shoot.
Celtic.
They shoot
He's been
off
waiting
the
for this the
screen.
whole show.
They shoot off the screen, and that's like their game plan. They're not going to break away from that just because they didn't shoot well. And so I think
Yeah.
even though they didn't shoot well, they're going to come back and shoot better.
I don't think they're gonna shoot well because Miami's
No
game plan is
Marcus
to make it a
Smart.
dogfight.
But you said just 2 3-pointers in the game. Period.
No,
right?
first three
First
minutes.
three
No.
minutes.
I mean, but yeah, not by either by
Oh,
both
right.
teams.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It doesn't matter
total.
who makes them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Total.
yeah.
The only avenue for the
I
Heat
say
to
it.
win is to make it a football game. And
That's
they
what they've
did
been
that
doing. That's why
game
everybody from the Heat is hurt because they've done it the whole. They tried to do the
too.
whole
I mean,
series.
that's the only you can't.
You mean series? Season.
Offensively, they can't
Season,
compete
true.
with the Celtics.
Yeah.
Offensively, they can't compete.
No.
So
But offensively, they can't really compete with anybody because they
clog it down.
Their defense
Right.
is so good, and their defense is going to lead to their offensive.
And then shit, Jimmy Butler scores 45. You tip your hat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not listening to anything you say
I know,
about
the
that. 'cause
Boston
you're so
bias
biased.
is so
you tell me
tough.
don't bet Boston they win. You tell me bet Boston they lose. I'm betting Miami. I'm not listening to anything you tell me. It's your last day on the show.
I'm not
listening
Rain
to
Man.
anything. I'm not listening to anything. Well, you need to be. You need to be.
Take you to Vegas with me if that was the case. Do they
Um,
know it's Jack's last day? The people?
They do now.
Well, now they do. It is Jack's
I got
last
fired.
day.
You
He
got
did not
fired.
get fired. Lloyd got him a job.
That's right. I take all the credit to me.
I took the Courtney escalator.
That's
Lloyd,
right.
Lloyd got him a job. Jack is moving back to the city, big city living, the Big Apple. He's
Tommy,
going to
what's
New
the
York.
coffee place?
He's going straight to Tim Horton.
Tim Hortons.
Not gonna live in New York. He's gonna live.
Told me to come.
He's gonna live in Jersey.
Mitchell.
Yeah, say my name. Say my name when you walk in there. Let them know that I sent you. But yeah, man, I'm happy for you. We're all
Appreciate it,
happy
guys.
for you. You've been a big part of our show and our growth as a
Company.
entire
Shit.
company.
We were dead in the water.
You're gonna absolutely kill it
Appreciate it.
in your next endeavor. So I'm fired up for you.
play a lot of golf.
You're gonna be in good hands. You left us in good hands. I think we're gonna be good.
Do you know he's going to work with the Great White Shark,
The company.
the third leg Greg?
I can't say that at work, Lloyd.
Oh, okay. I gave you some ideas, some marketing ideas. Just the outline of a pant. Sweatpant season.
That was the first thing you said about the jobs. You know, he has a huge dick. Like, no, Lloyd,
Does
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I'll pull it up.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Lloyd's, if there was no one else that's got a mind made for podcasts, it's literally Lloyd.
Thank you.
75% of the things that comes out of Lloyd's mouth you cannot commercialize.
Did you know? I didn't.
I mean, this didn't play at the jewelry store. They're like, I don't care about Greg Norman at all. Like, well, just if you wanted to know.
Hideki Matsui had a huge fork. Like, that's
True.
your base jaw dropped to the floor. No, I didn't.
I was in the umpire's room, old school classic porn.
They did.
Jesus, Lloyd, like when porn, dicks and ass. They talk about ass
Dylan
too.
Cruz.
Dylan Cruz.
Machado's ass.
How good of a baseball player is Dylan Cruz?
Great. Huge ass. That's a
Oh, I
hog.
just threw this on the screen in the show.
Hey, the Shark's jacked.
Oh, he was
God.
in the body issue. They had to tape that thing down.
Looks like a good dog.
Dude, how intimidating is that for you, Jack, when you walk into
many
the
I don't
room?
think I'm gonna
How many
see him.
steroids is he on?
I don't know. He's probably on. I don't want to say
Rejuvenate.
steroids. I'd say Rejuvamine.
Yeah, he's on Rejuvamine. That's right. That's what
Or he's
on.
going to F45 like I did this morning with David
Yep.
Beckham.
I want. Yeah. Did you like the bonus? The extra OT.
I fucking
extra
hate
time?
the extra
I know.
time,
It wears
dude.
me out. Wears me out every single.
Because
time.
I'm not. I wasn't mentally. I mean, I go hard the last set. You're like, all right, last
Yeah, me
one,
too.
big deep.
And you're like, oh no, I was
Extra
tripping.
time.
I was sweaty.
Did you get to the last the rolling burpees?
Yeah, I always get to rolling boat because to me, like that's like the fun part. I can just see if I can.
Well, I just like to look around and see everybody else is dead. It's like, well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do two.
Jay, have you gone to F45 today?
Today? No, I took the day off. I've been on the mindset
What's
of
your
What's your
classes?
schedule?
What times do you go?
8:30. I've been on the mindset of every other Wednesday. I'm
8:30?
Yeah.
You know they're going back to 7:15 class next
I
week.
like the 8:30. You know, it's right in my strike.
You have
zone.
is it a good class?
Rent your
Yeah,
loop.
yeah.
Great class.
Good class.
What time
Good
do you go?
squad.
5?
Good squad coming in and out of there.
A lot of life.
A lot of life. Love life.
Yeah.
Gotta love life.
There's a lot of love life in there.
Gotta
See?
love life.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't know what happens at F45. I know what happens at the golf course. It's crazy.
What did you see? Tell us.
I think I don't know. I don't. Actually,
fell in love?
No, not me. I think somebody else might have been. And they showed up together, left separate cars. It's very bizarre. I'm just putting my
I
thinking
mean, God
cap
forbid
on.
you have two cars.
Both live in the same neighborhood.
Maybe
Yeah,
they were
but
going
did
to-
they go the same? Did they leave the same area together?
Maybe
They
they
go
had
the
different
same
schedules
direction?
when they left.
different ways.
Maybe they had two different things to do.
It's like 6:30 at night. Time to pack it up, go home.
Maybe they're going
What up?
workout, late night workout.
It may be so. Yeah,
Already
maybe
up.
so.
Um,
That's one way to put it.
Okay, again, changing subjects. Again, we a lot of stuff going on. I gave you a lot of information at the beginning of the show. We have talked betting. We're going to continue to talk betting. We are now partners with Caesar Sportsbook. We
Promo?
have our promo code, which is Miked Up Caesar, MIKDUPCZR, the whole alphabet apparently, and that's gonna be our promo code. Sign up for the Caesars app using our promo code. First time bettors get a risk-free bet up to $1,100, which means risk-free is exactly how it sounds. It is a free bet. You literally can bet $1,100 on a bet, and you will get that back if you lose. So yeah, I don't know.
So you can put it on the Celtics then. And not blame me.
Business strategy. I know I'm not one to argue for free money. That's what they said. That's what they do. We're going to continue to create local boosts with people that you enjoy watching and sports and teams that you enjoy watching. And it's going to be, we're going to have mic'd up boosts. We're going to do different things to help you win money. So that is the first announcement. Mic'd Up Caesar is our promo code. We're going to continue to push that.
CZR.
CZR. Mic'd Up CZR. No apostrophe, no nothing. All
No
letters.
Ruiz.
That is our promo code. Sign up with the Caesars app. Use the promo code. We are also on June 6th,
I don't know who said the 4th. That guy's an idiot.
Monday, June 6th. Monday, June 6th, we are moving our show from 11 to 1 from 11 to 1 to 6 to 8 p.m. I know it's a little later. I know that, well, actually, I don't know because you're not doing anything. 6 to 8. You're usually at home.
Oh, you talking to me?
No, you're usually at home.
He literally just said, "Pack it up."
Yeah, pack it up. Pack it up. I don't know.
Pack it in.
You said
Pack it
6:30.
in.
What are you doing? You pack it up, ready to go home.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Go home, watch our show. You can either watch it, listen to it, or listen to it the next day on our podcast on all podcast networks. But we're going to go 6 to 8 from the request of Caesars. We have new partners. We have new responsibilities. We have cooler things that are on the horizon. So we will have our show from 6 to 8 Mondays and Wednesdays, still from 4:30 to 6 at Earl's. We are not having a show at Uncle Earl's this weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend. I'm giving the boys off. Lloyd is screwing me over. He's going to Vegas. I'm just joking. I'm going out of town as well. It's Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy the long weekend. We'll be back. I will let y'all. We will let you know. We're gonna have an announcement this afternoon or tomorrow about a Monday show on Memorial Day. It'll be a special edition show, possibly, hopefully, probably, maybe. And we'll let you know the details of that whenever it comes.
Are you not doing a curtain call today?
We are. I was just
Sounded
giving.
like you were really wrapping
No,
it
He was
up.
really
I was just-
wrapping it up.
I was just
Yeah.
giving announcements. Those are the announcements. Those are the things that we talked about at the beginning of the show, and we're going to end with the show. We have 2 more segments.
Because he's doing his homework right now.
Yeah,
He's
we
on
have
his
2 more
curtain call
segments.
No.
Um,
Instagram.
we have what's for lunch, and we have curtain call. Right. So my curtain call. We're gonna go start with the curtain call. My curtain call is Smylie. Right. And it was my curtain call before he came on the show. It was after the weekend. Lloyd doesn't like it, but to do what he did in the moment and the time how he did it, in a big stage, world stage, and being able to go out there and do it really well, like that's very hard to do. And when I say do it, I mean not playing golf, talking golf, doing something, being on the other side of golf, never having done it before live. Like to me, that is extremely impressive, and that is my curtain call. So shout out to Smylie Kaufman. Also, thank you for coming on the show. I have mine. Now go ahead.
My curtain call is Jack.
Oh, God.
Thank you
Oh,
for
yeah.
everything
Wow.
you've
Look at
done.
this
Is that
Get a
fruit-
room!
is that fruit got dirt on
Thank
it?
you, Jack.
Yeah, you salty.
Thank you, Jack. Seriously, thank you. Enjoy your endeavors up in the Big Apple.
Of course.
Please send me content because we need it.
I was going to send you
were
content.
nails.
If you look at my curtain call, we can share our curtain call.
Oh, is that in the
It's in the
document?
document.
All right.
I think you'll like it.
Give me 1 second.
But I really appreciate the low-hanging fruit
Absolutely.
because you tried to get that to be on VMix.
I
and
did,
work.
it wouldn't
And you're
work.
like, let me just use Jack as low-hanging fruit.
Oh,
C minus.
Here we go. Oh, this is excellent.
Yeah, this is you.
What, this curtain call?
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm about to go. If you've never been to Spearmint Rhino, just go.
You pumping it all show, dude.
It's unbelievable. Ava is there.
Ava, who's Ava?
I don't know.
That's a good question. But anyways, my curtain call. This is Scott Disick while Kourtney Kardashian was getting married, and he immediately went to the strip club. So king shit. That's how we cope.
Good for you, Scott.
He's a lord.
And
Lord
it was.
Disick.
It didn't go like just his strip club. Like he got his own VIP table and everything.
Right.
Who's
Of
this?
course, of course.
Scott Disick.
Lord Disick. He's got slippers that say, you don't know Scott Disick. Who was it, Courtney?
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's why Courtney got married, and he went there instead of, like, she was having a good day, and he was having a good day, too.
Which day would you rather have?
Marriage.
Marriage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's ripping heaters inside.
He had a long day.
Oh, it's 2:30 in the morning.
Those walls talk.
You got one? You
Sapphire.
got
My
one?
curtain call will. It's going to be a future curtain call actually, but it's going to go to that entire grounds crew of the SEC tournament. Good luck.
Oh,
There we
It's
go.
a lot to do in a very small window, and they're going to be up late,
A lot
and
of
up
stressful
early.
nights.
It's going to be
A lot of
tough.
stressful
Blisters on the
days.
hands.
No, it's going to be tough. So my
Socks
curtain
are
call
wet.
goes to those guys because they're about to be working their ass off.
We have
Noah?
no. You have one or no? No, I have one. He's already.
We need to start making sure that we all do these.
How many times have I said that?
I know.
You really invested in that strip club.
So
This is great.
we
2:30 in the
have
morning, cigarette inside.
we have a what's for lunch, brought to you by.
How do you film in the
This
strip
is
club?
not my producer ain't listening to me.
Oh.
What's for lunch is
3,
brought to you by.
2,
No, what is brought to you by?
Doge.
Jesus Christ.
Chiba-
Jesus
Chili-
Christ.
Chili Hut.
No, this is for y'all. So I'm not going to get lunch. I have to go to Lafayette. So I have a couple meetings in Lafayette.
Oh.
Yep. Good stuff.
Can you bring me home?
No.
Oh.
I can't. I can't.
Are you going to drive to Lafayette or are you going to drive home on accident again?
I'm going to Lafayette. I would love to bring you home, but I just.
Thank you. It's a good
I'll
it's a
see.
pre-
I'll see after this. I'll see after this and see what time if I can make the time frame. All right, Ike. So this is all you. I will count you down, but y'all have to throw the names out because I am not involved in this because I have to go home. Ready? Wait.
I
Think
know what
about
I'm
it.
going to say, yes.
Ready?
I don't think anybody's going to say this, though.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Louis.
South
Pita Pit.
Pita Pit.
Is Pita Pit still up?
Yeah. I think.
Fire.
Looks like everybody's going something different.
Yep, that's
I've,
okay.
I've never been to Pita Pit with the sun up, so I don't.
No.
I don't know.
I do like Peter Pit. It's good.
I
Do you get your pita too stuffed? Like, because there's always a finite amount of room in there. It's not like exactly like a burrito. The pita, that's all you have to work with. You can't get a bigger pita.
Got a little pocket in there.
That's
Huh?
a little
I haven't
pocket
had
of
it in a long
meat.
time, but yeah, I
Take it
think that sounds
easy.
about right.
When was the last time you had a Pita Pit?
It's been a while. for me.
2019.
after the national championship?
No, because
Before.
Perfect
it was when
deal.
I was playing when I was in Detroit. Or when I got taken off the roster. That was right next to the.
Oh,
it
sad
was,
Peta.
It was right next to the field. It was right next to our field in Toledo, and so like I would just walk to the field, and that's where I'd grab.
Me and
Peter
Mikey
Pitt.
had a couple Peter Pitt late nights in Tampa before.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah,
we had a few.
South Howard Peter Pitt.
We've had a few South Howard Peter Pitts, I think. A few. Oh, whoa.
Oh god.
Another stories for another time.
Another day, another show.
Another day. We got plenty of shows to do that on. We got
That'd be a late night show.
late night, 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Things
Watch
get
the
weird.
Peter Pitt.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Thank
real
y'all
Peter
for
Pitt.
watching.
Yeah.
Again, we are not going to have our show on Friday this week. We'll be back next Friday. We'll let y'all know about the Monday show. It's going to be hopefully a special edition show. I'll give you the details of it soon. Thank
You'll
you for
love
watching. You will love it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share it. Tell a friend. Comment. Like. We are on all podcast networks, Apple and Spotify. Thank you for everything.
Use the Mik'd Up CZR promo code. If you already have Caesars, grab your wife's phone, your girlfriend's
Yep.
phone, your mother's phone, your grandmother's phone. Go to Apple, download it on there, put the promo code in, get this thing out there.
I can
so we
see it.
start
I can
spinning
watch
wheels.
you. I can
Yes.
watch you do it.
Eye in the sky.
I'm watching you, so we know who's doing it, who's not doing it. And then we're going to have special promos and stuff that we'll be able to go out. We'll have some gifts to be able to give out when we get more merchandise on the way. So, again, thank y'all for watching. Thanks for tuning in. You were watching Miked Up. We are brought to you by Sterling
Why is that
Automotive.
photo still up, Lloyd?
It's going to be the end screen.
Um,
That's your boss.
we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
He's huge in Australia.
Which way?
Great show, buddy.